I was supposed to be here early. They gave me another assignment. They didn't pick me up to go to the assignment. I followed their instructions and waited at the hotel. I would love to be here when I can be more fully in depth on this subject, because there's a whole lot of illusions about Africa's relationship with other people in the world. There's a whole lot of illusion about our relationship to the religions in the world. And these belief systems that had its origin in Africa, all of them, and there is no exception, turned on African people. I said there is no exception. And there's one thing you have to get through your mind and keep it. Nothing that ever came from the European mind was meant to do anything but facilitate European domination of the world. And I said there's no exception. Everything that was brought into this continent, everything, every idea, every so-called religion was meant to dominate and to control. The Arabs had no illusions about it. The Europeans had no illusions about it. You were the ones with the illusions. And yet every element that went into the making of every major religion in the world started in Africa. Why is it that you are so naive? You let people redress something that you invented, sell it back to you, and enslave you through it. I'm saying that all organized present religions are male chauvinist murder cults. And I say there is no exception. Why I wanted to be here earlier, I wanted to deal with our relationship with the people of the world and the fact that we created peaceful nations that had no word for jail because no one had ever gone to one. No word for old people's home because no one ever threw them away, grandma and grandpa. No word for orphanages. We did all of this, and over half of human civilization was over before we knew that a European was in the world. Before he wore a shoe or lived in a house that had a window. Now, Africa has always and still is the prize for the whole world. We as a people have always been the world's richest people, culturally rich, mineral rich. We have always been the prize because we have always had and still have something that other people won't, think they can't do without, and don't care to pay for. Because we have always been the prize, we have been under siege for over 3,000 years. Nothing that ever brought into Africa from the outside was meant to do the African any good. That means all other religions. Islam was the handmaiden of Arab imperialism. Christianity was the handmaiden of European imperialism. The Hebrew faith was the handmaiden of a concept called the chosen people. Now, if God is kind and God is merciful and God has no stepchildren, he won't choose one over the other. And to say he chose some people, you're making him a bigot. And to say that he endorsed enslavement of one people over the other, you're making him an accessory to murder. The Arabs used Islam to rationalize their slavery and their imperialism. The Europeans used Christianity to rationalize their slavery and imperialism. Who are you kidding about friends in the world? Damn it, if you want a friend, look in the mirror. Why don't you at least make a safety pin to hold your child's diaper together?
Teach.
Who has programmed your mind to thinking you can't make a car? The first man that made a car that had never seen one previously. The Japanese bought cars, bought locomotives, broke them down and studied them, and had a Japanese technician produce each piece, put it together, and had a much better train than the one they copied from. All knowledge in the world belongs to everybody in the world.
Yes.
Who has programmed our mind in assuming that we cannot run a nation and run it well? The main thing imperialism did, slavery and imperialism, that they removed African people from the respectful commentary of history. And they tell them something they are still telling them, and all of the organized religions are guilty of this. I favor none of it because Africa didn't need any of it. I'm saying that African belief systems, properly understood, is 10 times better than Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And better for the African. Now you might have some romance with one of these religions. I have no romance with any of them. I have a romance with reality and truth. And the chips can fall where they may.
Well, the White House reportedly will allow troops at the U.S. southern border to use lethal force if necessary. This comes as the Pentagon estimated Tuesday that those deployed to the border will cost a total of $72 million. There are currently 5,900 active duty soldiers stationed there. They're poised to block a caravan of migrants headed for the U.S. Well, after more than a month of traveling from Central America, the caravan has come to a halt in Tijuana, Mexico. On Tuesday, the president defended the deployment.
As far as the troops, they are proud to be on the border. They are proud to be defending our nation. And we're not letting people in. Our soldiers are doing an incredible job. And if you look at the walls that they're building, and if you look at all the barricades that they're putting up, they've done a great job.
CBS News national security correspondent David Martin joins me now from the Pentagon. So, David, we understand that the military has been given the authority to use force at the border. What more do we know?
Well, a couple hours ago, Pentagon reporters spoke with Defense Secretary Mattis about this subject. He confirmed that he had received last night a letter from White House Chief of Staff John Kelly giving him new authorities to use in backing up the Border Patrol agents at the southern border. However, he made it absolutely clear that he has no intention of giving U.S. troops on the border any kind of authority to open fire on immigrants. For one thing, he said he has received no request from the Department of Homeland Security, which is in charge of the southern border, no requests from DHS for the use of lethal force. And he said he has no intention of arming military police with firearms. They will be carrying shields, face masks, and billy clubs, and that's what they will use to subdue any immigrants that attempt to commit violence against Border Patrol agents. Then the question is, well, does that mean that the U.S. military is taking over law enforcement by stopping immigrants from interfering with the border police? He says that the only detention of immigrants that the U.S. military could get involved in is the sort of minutes-long holding of someone that's trying to commit violence before they turn him over or her over to law enforcement. So he insists that the U.S. military still has no arrest authority along the border, and he also made it very clear that he has no intention of doing anything but a very, very conservative implementation of what that letter he received from Chief of Staff Kelly would authorize him to do.
Sounds very clear where the Defense Secretary stands on this matter. I want to also ask you, David, do we have a sense when those troops are expected to leave the border?
Well, on paper, the mission lasts until December 15th. The mission could easily be extended past December 15th by another piece of paper, but right now it's scheduled to end on December 15th, and that means that, as Secretary Mattis said just a short time ago, some of the troops, not necessarily all of them, but some of the troops will be home by Christmas.
And David, there are some who have actually criticized that $72 million figure as completely unnecessary for this effort. Can you put that into perspective for us as exactly where that money is going?
Well, first place, you're talking about $72 million in a budget that is $716 billion. So 72 million is a small decimal point in the Defense Department budget. It's going to things like purchasing the concertina wire. It's going to things like the fuel for helicopters that are being used to move Border Patrol agents along the border. Now, just because you have this enormous $716 billion budget, that doesn't give you an excuse to waste any of it. So the question really is, was this operation necessary? And the Commander-in-Chief decided it was. There are a lot in the military who have been quietly rolling their eyes, but in terms of U.S. military operations, $72 million is not a large sum of money. It will buy you one F-18 jet fighter, but it's not enough to buy you one F-35 because the F-35 cost $100 million, just one plane.
Yeah, it puts it into perspective, certainly. You know, David, while I have you, I want to ask you about Thanksgiving Day in the military. We know that presidents have typically used this time to travel to war zones. I remember President George W. Bush when he went to Iraq in 2003 on Thanksgiving. President Obama went December 2010. We know Tuesday, President Trump said that he will eventually be going to a war zone. He seemed to hesitate to make these kinds of trips?
Well, when he said he would be going to a war zone, I immediately thought that meant he might be going to visit the troops on the border to have turkey with them on Thanksgiving Day, because, of course, he views the southern border as facing an invasion of immigrants. I have no information that he's going to do that, but that was the first thing that popped into my head. On the issue of visiting the troops in real war zones, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, the Secretary of Defense was asked about that just a couple hours ago, and he said, don't worry about it. He said, for one thing, there are a number of places he has advised the president not to go simply for security reasons. And, you know, if you have to surround the president with excessive security and to visit a war zone, you're almost sending the wrong message, that you've achieved so little security in that country that you have to take these extraordinary measures, which happened when President Bush visited Iraq, and also happened when President Obama visited Afghanistan. So the Secretary of Defense does not seem upset, and in fact, the way he portrayed it a few hours ago, he's a little bit relieved that the Commander-in-Chief is not visiting these war zones.
Yeah, it certainly is not without its risks, and you make a good point about security and the images, the messages that it sends as well. David Martin, happy Thanksgiving to you, David. Do you cook, David? Will you be cooking?
No, but I eat.
That's good. That's also, we need eaters on Thanksgiving Day as well. David Martin coming to us from the Pentagon. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Portions of the following program may be unsuitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Remember, the enemy has only images and illusions, behind which he hides his true motives. Destroy the image, and you will break the enemy.
I'm here to tell you tonight that the businessmen, the mayor of this city, the police commissioner of this city, and everybody in the white power structure of this city must take a responsibility for everything.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Luther and I, and everyone in this arena tonight, are unified by the same great American values. We're proud of our country. We respect our flag. Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Race is when you use your power and influence to subject people into inferiority. Utterances can't be racist.
Look around you, man. They own this shit. They own this couch you sitting on, them shoes you got on your feet, this building, this school, this country, you. We're behind enemy lines, dog.
So you must first of all remember that this system was not originally designed with black people in mind. Right on. And it definitely was not prepared for black people to, in the end, begin to demand their rights and an equal share in this country which they've died for. Right on. Hey, and we definitely are not going back to Africa.
In the church, we used to sing the song, "Good news, the chariot is coming." While you sit here today, knowing that you have come to hear good news, you must realize in advance what good news for you might be bad news for somebody else. What good news for the sheep might be bad news to the wolf.
They say, oh, things are getting so much better for you. In 1849, it was hitting blacks on the head 100 times a day. In 1990, they hit them 48 times a day. Isn't it better? Oh, it's got to be better. You're saying 52 blows.
The only purpose of most black Americans on earth today is to destroy.
I think that's noble. Italians love Italians. When Irish love Irish. But when a nigga loves a nigga, it's an unpardonable sin. They have blood in their hands. When we say they have blood in their hands, we are not saying him, George Bezos, went and killed. But white people colonized us. They dispersed us. They enslaved our people. They sucked our economy dry. They are still sucking it dry even today. That's white people. Tony Blair, George Bush, Napoleon Bonaparte, Leopold, Adolf Hitler, Benjamin Netanyahu, all white people, they are the same. They are racist and they are full of hate.
I've been waiting for you. You have many questions, and though the process has altered your consciousness, you remain irrevocably human. Ergo, some of my answers you will understand, and some of them you will not. Concordantly, while your first question may be the most pertinent, you may or may not realize it is also the most irrelevant.
Why am I here?
Our world is coming crumbling down. The coons are coming.
You got to understand that white America has an uncanny way of making the victim the victimizer. Excuse me, master, for putting my head in the way of your club. Not that your club is brutalizing my head, putting hickeys on it. My head got in the way of your free swing and broke your shiny stick, and I want to apologize for that.
Your life is the sum of a remainder of an unbalanced equation inherent to the programming of the Matrix. You are the eventuality of an anomaly which, despite my sincerest efforts, I have been unable to eliminate from what is otherwise a harmony of mathematical precision. While it remains a burden assiduously avoided, it is not unexpected and thus not beyond a measure of control, which has led you inexorably. Here.
There are more connections in the human body than there are stars in the galaxy. We possess a gigantic network of information to which we have almost no access.
Matrix is older than you know. I prefer counting from the emergence of one integral anomaly to the emergence of the next, in which case this is the 6th version.
5 months before me. 3. There are only 2 possible explanations. There were 5 months before me. Either no one told me, or no one knows.
Precisely. As you are undoubtedly gathering, the anomaly is systemic, creating fluctuations in even the most simplistic equations.
Control me! I'm gonna smash you to You can't make me do anything like prick!
Choice. The problem is choice.
Let us remember that we are not brutalized because we're Baptists. We're not brutalized because we're Methodists. We're not brutalized because we're Muslims. We're not brutalized because we're Catholics. We're brutalized because we are black people in America.
Because white people made him to be what he is. They made him to look evil, because that's their role, to make all of us black people to look evil and to hate ourselves. I can't hate.
You're a nigga till you die. If you're a poor nigga, you're a poor nigga. If you're a rich nigga, you're a rich nigga. But you never stop being a nigga. And if you get to be educated, you're just an educated nigga.
I'm told every day I'm on air that I'm racist because I call out racism. That is maddening to me, and I'm crying about it because it's crazy.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is teaching you and I and trying to tell the white man to get this powder keg out of his house. Let the black man separate from his house. Let the black man have his own house. Let the black man have his own land and his own property.
I thought the bitch was white! Damn it! I thought the bitch was white!
That's true.
I think that white people are so guilty, knowing what they've done to black people, that they feel if the deeds were reversed, they would hate the black man if he had done the same thing to them. So it's actually, it reflects a guilt complex on the part of whites when they ask us, do we hate them? And if you notice, Uncle Sam has formed a habit of going all over the world. He calls it the ugly American, or the American image. He thinks that everybody hates him because it's a guilt complex. And if you think that if you are worried about Europeans hating you, and they're your allies and your cousins, well, naturally it would follow for you to think that Negroes in this country would hate you, especially in light of what has been done to black people in this country by white people.
Now check it out. The white ball dominates everything, right? Knocks the shit out the yellow ball, the red ball, right? And the game's over when the white ball drives the black ball completely off the table.
But you have to see that all of this is hypocrisy.
I love Malcolm. Malcolm called me the Sunday that he died. I was working Basin Street East. He said, Brother Greg, you coming by today? And I said, Malcolm, I love you. And I said, I love you so much, I don't even want to take a chance to be there. He said, what do you mean, Brother Greg? I said, well, I close tonight, Sunday night at Basin Street East. And I said, but I had my wife book me a flight into Chicago at 8 o'clock this morning. And I'm going to Chicago, and I had way beneath my salary, booked me into a college about 10 miles from the airport. And I'm going to go there and speak this afternoon, and I'm going to stay there until they tell me you dead. Because I'm not going to let this government get 2 of us for the price of 1. And I'm going to call Adam Clayton Powell when I finish talking to you and beg him not to come there. Because today, the United States government is going to get you.
Yeah, what's good, everybody? What's good? You know who it is. It is the one and only, your whiteologist, Mr. Blows Your Minds, coming with a live show. What's good to my subscribers and fam out there? What's good? Passerbys, welcome. Hope you hit that like button, dislike, comment, say I'm full of shit, whatever it might be. And the agent that might be in the house of one or two or all of you, what's up with 2-2? All right. So, you know how I do it before I get it going. I must get into my spiel, right? First and foremost, I want to say hello and welcome. This is the Black Minds News. I'm your host, the Whiteologist, Mr. Blows Your Mind. This channel is to report, transmit, communicate, reiterate, decode, unveil, spread the news, whether it be by news, video, website, quotes from publication. As I, your Whiteologist, articulates these information, I ask that the creator of the universe be present. As a descendant of the greatest people who ever created the greatest country on this planet, I, as a descendant, and you who are part of it, on this channel over here, we give honor. You know why? Because the truth don't need no partner. And you know what my motto is? I'm not going to tell you what I heard. I'm going to tell you what I know. That's right, y'all. The day before we got stuck up, well, y'all done went out, shopped, for all that damn food, right? I know some of you can't help it because you got people in the family who participate. Again, it's not being anti whatever the country is. It's just the fact that what does that whole thing represent? Especially when it comes to us, right? What does that holiday really? It really is a holiday, I guess. It's a holiday, right? Right? Stuck you up. You show hospitality. Let them smoke some weed with you. You even let them get a couple of your ancestors or sisters or something you didn't want. Or they got some of the brothers they didn't want, right? I don't even think they brought no women with them, right? They didn't bring no damn women with them, right? So anyway, right? So here it is. You done did that. Cut up the sweet potato pie, right? Gave them a slice and everything. Wake up, got a gun to your head. You're like, oh, shit. We've been tricked. Scotty, help me. You remember that shit from Chris Rock was like, Scotty, help me. They got me, right? We was stuck up. God damn, we was sitting there getting nigga a hammock, all that good shit. This nigga came and stuck our ass up. So, this the day before that. Many of us gonna celebrate that. But here on this show, we just gonna always find what we find because again, you see what that logo says on there. Because this has always been about race, right? This has always been about race. Well, I ain't gonna talk too much. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting in because I got a nice little show for you tonight. You know how I do it. I got to show you some craziness that's always going on every day because there's always something going on in this country, in this world. So, you know, you remember that story about what had took place in that Kroger, right? Remember that? Because I know when I originally heard that, I really didn't read that story because it was too many people was kind of covering that. Then to come to find out it was brothers and sisters who got killed in there. It was two that he went after. Matter of fact, I think it even kind of talked about that he even was trying to go into the church first, but somehow the doors was locked, right? So he bypassed that and ended up going to the Krogers, right? Well, they did bust the story out and talk about what done took place. So you know how I'm going to do. I'm going to show you what they said in the news.
Two black people.
But you know, hold on, because you know how they going to do it.
Is now
you know how they going to do it.
Charges. A U.S. attorney
all
for the Western
all
District
that I did, y'all didn't see me.
See
how it's doing right now. See. All that yesterday, I was going to come on yesterday. I was over there fine-tuning shit up because I'm tired of the bullshit. So I went and tightened it up a little bit. And you see already on the first one, I already got doing what it's doing, right? So you know I got to fight it. We're going to get it off anyway, right? So sit back and check out this video right here. And come back, we'll talk about it.
And accused of killing two black people at a Kroger grocery store in Louisville, Kentucky last month, is now facing federal hate crime charges. A U.S. attorney for the Western District of Kentucky announced the indictment at a press briefing Thursday.
I'm here to announce that a bit less than an hour ago, a federal grand jury sitting here in Louisville, Kentucky has returned a 6-count indictment against Gregory Allen Bush. 2 of those counts rather, shooting and killing 2 victims based upon their race or color. 1 count of attempting to shoot a victim based upon his race or color. 3 firearms counts, gun counts if you will, based upon the use and discharge of a firearm in support of those 3 crimes of violence.
The suspect, Gregory Bush, has pleaded not guilty to murder and other charges in state court. With Thursday's charges, Bush faces the possibility of life in prison or the death penalty.
All right, so there you go, the story with the Kroger situation, right? Like I said, based on that, again, I got some technical difficulties, as you know how it always is. You would think that the technology of this day, that it would seem like I'm like in the back in the 50s or some shit, right? But no, that's because I got other influences going on. So those, be a little patient, but it's going to be smooth as we get on. So anyway, this Kroger shooting suspect, again, as I told you, he had tried to enter the black church before killing 2 in Kentucky, right? And as you heard in the video, this individual here, this Gregory Bush, Bush, huh? Bush. Again, they are charging him with a hate crime, right? Because he actually went into a Kroger store, which was in, I think, Jeffersontown, Kentucky. And he ended up killing 2 people. And based on it, they're going to say it's a hate crime. But again, remember I did the story a couple days ago about the hate is rising in this nation. Again, the FBI came out with a report talking about 17% rise. Then it kind of broke down, but again, 50% of that primarily was us. Then it kind of went into crimes when it went to people of Latino descent and white people, but different between this hate aspect, right? So again, you have this Gregory Bush, who's about 51 years old, and they giving him 2 counts of murder and 10 counts of wanton endangerment, right? So he set his bail about $5 million, right? And so the people that he ended up that got killed, the sisters and brother that was, one was Vicky Lee Jones, who was 67, which we would consider that kind of an elder, right? And had Maurice E. Stallard, who was about 69, right? You know, sometimes you don't want to have to be reporting this kind of stuff, but again, it's out there. You know, and we out here on a daily basis, again, especially with these holidays and stuff. You know, people out here, they, you know, again, as the show started off, it showed you about where really the heightenedness of a lot of this anger is, you know, coming from now. Also is because of what's coming on this border, right? It's looked like, I didn't touch the story tonight, but if you looked at the fact that the court actually stopped President Trump from actually banning and then said, no, they got to. And then that motherfucker got bigger, right? They coming in even bigger and stronger. So that's why you see in the beginning talking about they're going to actually give the military to be legalized just to go ahead and just, you know, if they get, they're going to start shooting. So I'm kind of like, okay, like the Indians are coming home, right? Like, again, as I get in the show, I'm going to show why I say that. Those Indians, and I know Moors in here, and those we call natives and so forth. I know, again, they could get rid of this whole situation just by being truthful, right? That's how we look. If you be truthful and say who the real people is, you wouldn't have this as an issue. But again, also, this is also with this law they got too, right? How they do things, right? So again, this cat here, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but again, just to bring that story up, just to let y'all know that the cat that from the Kroger from Kentucky, I mean, he even pleaded not guilty. I guess that's just formality, right? I mean, what else? Who else did it? I mean, I'm pretty sure they caught you at the scene, eyewitnesses and camera, but I guess, you know, you hoping somebody said singing some Shaggy shit, it wasn't me, right? Maybe that's what he was thinking, right? Maybe it wasn't me. But to be continued, we will, you know, as that story goes, I will eventually touch it. So, as this so-called holiday season, right? You know, this is where a lot of people, they taking their vacation, so, you know, vacation time or going to see relatives and things. And some people just taking vacation, they don't even participate in none of that, right? So, it was a story I seen where, let me play it and then let me see if we're going to play right. Y'all can hear, right? You can hear.
The royal princess returns.
You can hear the stagnation when I'm playing. This doesn't make sense. It makes no sense at all, but I'm going to fight it any motherfucking way. So we're going to play it anyway and play this for y'all. We're going to go on.
Falling off the upper deck. As the royal princess returns from its voyage, we are now hearing from one of the passengers. And ABC's Ariel Reshef is right here in studio with much more. Ariel, good morning.
Good morning to you guys. For the first time, passengers are speaking out about how people on board learned of that tragedy. And this morning, new questions about what led up to that woman's death.
This morning, a first look inside the Princess cruise ship turned crime scene as the mystery deepens in the death of a woman on board. Room doors sealed and the lifeboat where witnesses say the victim was found. The ship finally back in Florida this weekend, where passengers are speaking out for the first time.
I would never expect that would happen on a cruise.
Logan Tignor recalling the early morning announcement that sounded over the PA system.
They did a PA announcement at 4:30 in the morning, security to lifeboat number 2.
Word of a tragedy soon spreading.
I was in the elevator and another passenger told me what happened and I was like, oh my gosh, holy cow. Personally, I was kind of terrified for my safety afterwards.
According to reports in the Aruban Press, the 52-year-old woman plummeted from an upper deck of the 3,600 passenger vessel, landing on a lifeboat after allegedly struggling with a man.
So they finally told us that some 52-year-old woman was being choked to death.
The FBI now investigating the case as a possible murder.
At the time she fell, who else was out there? What did they see? What had they witnessed previously, hours or days before, aboard this ship?
The ship sailing between the islands of Curacao and Aruba at the time. This weekend, docking in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Princess Cruises saying in a statement, "We are deeply saddened by this incident and offer our sincere condolences to the family and those affected."
The FBI is working with Aruba's public prosecutor, who says they're looking at every angle. While a forensic investigation and an autopsy have been conducted, authorities are only saying that the woman died of unnatural causes. The victim reportedly traveling with her husband, who officials say is not a suspect.
Not a suspect.
Wow. Not a suspect. He apparently stayed on the island voluntarily, but not a suspect.
A lot of questions.
Mystery.
Yeah. Ariel, thank you.
Yeah, okay, old husband stayed on the land, huh? On a cruise, and the husband stayed on land. To be continued on that, right? So again, you know, people, they, you know, some of you on here, you might have gone on one of them Carnival, one of them cruise, right? Big ass mansions on water, right? You got all kind of stuff going on. You got all kind of people on there, and they got a mystery. I mean, they turned that motherfucker into a mystery cruise, right? Who done it? Huh? Who done it? That's right. That's what ended up happening. Who done it? Right? Saying, and then did you hear what they said? She died of natural. Who the fuck? Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Who the fuck fall off and then you gonna say natural causes? I ain't trying to make fun of the situation, y'all. Come on now. You fall off a motherfucking. You know how big that boat is? If I fell from that far and on another little boat, and gonna talk about natural causes. No, somebody did that shit, right? But ironically, the husband, he's still on shore. Come on, y'all. You and your lady, you and your wife, or the vice versa. wife and your husband, could be vice versa. We can switch it. We can interchange this. You on a cruise, on the water. What made him stay on the motherfucking land while you going? They say trace the money. Trace the money. We might find there's an insurance policy somewhere, right? It don't make sense. But again, what the fuck do I know? I'm on here talking, right? So anyway, a 52-year-old American woman who plunged to her death, but they called it natural causes. Did y'all? Wait a minute. Was I the only one heard that? Natural? How you get natural causes falling over 100 feet? So what you're saying is she died and then she fell. Okay, you want to tell me that? Okay. So this was called the Princess cruise ship. It was identified as the Omarosa. Oh shit! What? No, not that name. Oh, you know, boy. You know Omarosa will kill that ass, boy, right? Anyway, so goes on and talks about that this, that was the name of it. Was a very loving daughter. Oh, that was her name. Oh, I'm sorry. I ain't trying to make fun of that shit. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me take that. I'm not. Somebody dying. We don't glean over that, man, right? It's tragic. But I'm just saying, the way they report this story, how can you say somebody died of natural causes and somebody, plunged to their death? How you get plunged to your death unless you say some people just clumsy as fuck and they just do some shit and they fall. I don't care. I give it to you if that's what you want to say. All right. But it don't look like that's what happened. That looked like somebody pushed, right? And then again, the mystery is why the husband on land, why she on water. So again, that's what story was done. I'm moving on. Already, some people probably upset right now, thinking I'm making fun. No, I ain't making fun of that shit. I'm just the scenario. Tragic is the life. Somebody mourning, but I'm just saying when you put the pieces together, shit don't match, right? Like having a little kid come to you. That's way back in the day, because I don't think kids like that today. Coming in, got right shoe on the left foot and left shoe on the right foot. You know what I'm saying? Got pants on backwards. Like, boy, you all mixed up. So that's the way that story came. It was all mixed up. Like something ain't right about it. But that's what they reported, right? So, okay, let me go on to the next story. They got in here. I'm gonna get to the crux of what tonight is about, but I got to warm you up and set the foundation, right? You know how I do it. So let's see. Now, a lot of us, we got jobs. Some of us don't have jobs. Some of this is our job, right? And, lately we've been having this thing when it comes to people like, especially white folks, right? Let's be honest about it. White folks in a situation with black people there, police seem to be called in instantly. Combing your hair wrong, 911, some bullshit like that, right? Okay. So what happens in situations when it looks like what it appears, but it ends up being something else? And the joke be on those like myself who look for stories and stuff like that, and then it kind of be some prank shit. Maybe y'all heard this story. So let me go ahead and play it. Again, let me see if I can get this mug right, because it act like it don't want to do what it do. So I got to do it this way, walk through it, get it in. And here we go. Check this out, y'all.
Has her job back. The company made a full apology.
It all started after a viral video led them to promptly fire her. Masad Ali posted this on his Twitter page on Friday. It has been viewed more than 7 million times. It shows the manager asking the men to prove that they could pay before they ordered. Susan Littlefield shows us how the story captured the country's attention.
Hey, because you never have money when you come in.
We never have money.
This video is the talk of the nation.
Chipotle terminated one of its restaurant managers in Minnesota over the weekend.
As reaction exploded online, a new revelation popped up on the very same Twitter account.
But now, a series of tweets by the 21-year-old man who posted the video, Masood Ali, have surfaced in which he talks about dining and dashing.
Those tweets mention taking things specifically from Chipotle. A GoFundMe page was quickly set up to raise money for the fired manager. Also, an online petition in her honor. And late Monday, the company who quickly fired the manager boldly apologized, saying, based on our review, we've offered our manager her job back while our normal protocol was not followed serving these customers. We publicly apologize to our manager for being put in this position. Crisis PR expert Bob McNanny says it's a complicated situation.
It's difficult in this day and age where cell phones are out there recording everything because you get a snapshot of what took place. And it moves so quickly in social. And the expectation then is for the company to react just as quickly. Well, if you're really concerned with due process and getting it right, you got to slow it down and make sure that you're not moving fast just for the sake of moving fast.
Things may now be finally slowing down. The manager saying on Twitter, racism must be addressed, but what happened to me was just wrong. Now, that manager also saying she is grateful that Chipotle offered her job back. She said she worked hard for that job, and she is grateful for all the support she's gotten from people around the country. Definitely. Just a modern day lesson.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Thank you, Susan Elizabeth.
Okay, so on your observation, what you've seen, okay, now those who've been around a little bit, versus you a little bit younger, I know, kind of, it's kind of all new to you. You still brand new, smell like a brand new car, right? You still got the baby scent on you, right? So you may not can detect it, but those are a little seasoned, right? You've been around a little bit. It didn't look the way they said it. So whoever observed that should have been able to pick that right away, like the way she said it, was like she kind of knew them. Now the point was, who was the motherfucker that put the video out there, right? That's who that should be versing on that. But again, it shouldn't even got that, and people shouldn't be so sensitive that everything you hear. Again, the scenario of the whole, right? It's the whole scenario of that. It's not just the fact that you throw the video out there. People were supposed to look at their whole, the entirety of it and be like, that's some bullshit right there, right? That was because she smiled and they're like, oh, kind of like what was that movie? He Got Game. Well, Radio Raheem. Remember when he with the white boy and he had the Jordan and shit? What was the name of that movie? Oh man, y'all know a Spike Lee movie. You know what the movie it is. You'll put it out there. But you remember that part when he was like, oh, when he was like, he like Larry Bird or some shit. He was like, oh, right? But that's how that was. It was kind of jokingly. They should have been able to sense that. Wait a minute, y'all should have came and found out. But they didn't do that. See, everything now is because you can't really detect. See, everything is like just because it appears, it has to be. No, you know some real shit. If you've been around, you know some real shit when you see it. You don't take everything. So, yeah, you gave her job back, right? And y'all rushed to judgment. Okay, you did the right thing by doing it. Okay, but the thing is, I don't think it should have got the attention it got any motherfucking way. It wasn't merited on the fact that you could tell that it was bullshit anyway. But when the other side of the scale is so heavy, you need something to try to tip it. You understand what I mean, right? Bodega Becky, Barbecue Susan, shit. We can go down the list, right? That side of the scale is so damn heavy, and then to call them on little girls that, selling water, and I mean that you can't lift that with that little big stir over there. Shit, y'all need way more than that. And now we want to address racism because you finally got that shit over there. Get out of here with that, right? That ain't how it work. So again, I guess that's one for their team, right? They got one, but it ain't real. You understand? It wasn't real. So I guess the Chipotle, based on really the history of Chipotle the ones that they wouldn't sell no food to a gay person, right? They wasn't that them that said that. No, I think it was the only, right? The one, yeah, I think it was the one that created the franchise. That was him saying it, right? Now, if you want to put that on the scale, that would be different. But that don't have nothing. That was real bullshit. But again, when you're searching, trying to give yourself some win, you'll take anything. You take a bunt if it's gonna get your ass on base. If you can't, this motherfucker pitching 105 miles an hour, you can't hit it. But if you can bunt, You take it, right? I guess that's what that was, a bunt and shit. Right? So anyway, moving on. What else I got in my bag? You know, I got a lot of shit in this bag tonight. Matter of fact, this one here. All right, we starting to warm up now. I'm warming up. Warming up. Those who knew, they ain't seen the show before live. Oh, I'm gonna warm you up first. Then we're gonna get to the crux of the show. Right now, I don't know. I got this one here. Hold on.
College freshman.
I don't know why I got to keep doing this way because it don't want. Boy, they really putting the heat on it. But I'm gonna fight through it. So again, as we kind of talking about this scenario about race, right? Is that last story about Chipotle? Again, that was a bullshit story, right? Kind of, you know, you could tell. If you had a real trained eye, you know that wasn't shit. Get out of here with that. But this one here, this one here, this one now they can I'll give them a full point for this one. I'll give you a full point for this, right? Because again, we on the day before we got stuck up show, right? So I'm gonna give you some few points, right? I'm gonna give you a point on this one. Now this one here, now you know whether you brothers, you know, you competitiveness. You know how you competitive, you out there, you getting it in, right? And you got somebody playing hard or somebody killing you. Now for myself, I ain't never really crossed a motherfucker who could kill me hooping. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Never caught no motherfucker who could just bust my ass like that. Was like, dang, I can't stop this motherfucker. Maybe some of you have, right? And so this motherfucker was busting this motherfucker ass. And you know what he did? He did the ultimate shit. He did that shit, the old school shit. Well, let me show you first. We'll go from there. You probably seen it already.
Hits a Nichols College freshman hard with an elbow to the face. Tonight, that Fitchburg State player is off the team and banned from campus. Ken McLeod's in Fitchburg, where the school is calling the player's actions appalling.
Two Division III schools, not necessarily known for their basketball prowess, are getting national attention tonight for a now viral video clip from Tuesday's game. Fellow students at Fitchburg State were not very forgiving.
Oh, it's absolutely terrible. Glad he's out.
He's talking about the basketball game here last night when Fitchburg's Kewan Platt flattened Nate Tenaglia of Nichols with a seemingly unprovoked forearm to the face, just a second after the victim sank a late three-pointer in a Nichols win.
Yeah, it's just one incident. I don't think it's really reflecting the school as a whole.
Despite his glance to see if the nearby ref was looking, Platt was kicked out of the game. Today, Fitchburg State said it was appalled by the conduct displayed, and Platt had been indefinitely suspended from the team and barred from campus.
It's definitely severe, but also what he did was severe.
Fans at the game say Platt was mad that Tenaglia wasn't called for a foul on this play moments earlier when Platt's three-pointer missed badly. On the Nichols campus tonight, the victim declined our interview request through friends, but other students had little mercy for the accused.
I just can't believe he did it.
Not good sportsmanship at all.
It looked like it was pretty unwarranted.
He can laugh about it now because even though Tenaglia went down hard, he was okay and actually kept playing. But the video has blown up on social media, with some urging forgiveness for a heated moment of poor judgment and others demanding even tougher punishment.
I mean, let me put it this way, like, it's a game.
We're told campus police are now looking into the incident, and the league has rescinded a Player of the Week award it just gave to Kewan Platt. In Fitchburg, Ken McLeod, WBZ News.
So you seen it with your own eyes, right? You seen this brother that seemed to be like, he was like, fuck it. I didn't see, I heard the story say he felt like he got fouled, right? But they didn't show that part for some reason, right? So I'm going to have to give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe homie gave him such a hard-ass foul that he said, next time you touch a rock, I'll give you a little taste of shit you giving me. That was a clean opportunity. He just said, fuck it. The ref wasn't looking, gave his ass quick bow to the mouth. Now, am I condoning that? No, I'm not condoning that. I'm not condoning that. But that's what he did, right? And, you know, old school, man, so let me tell you, boy, see, today you can't touch them, you know, touch the jersey, you catch a foul. Back there, you come up in the hole. You come up in the hole, you got to be built for that. You don't come up in there if you ain't built for that, right? Because the game was a lot more physical. They ain't touching now. So again, if the mug playing and he can't touch you, eventually to get a chance he want to touch you, he going to reach out and touch you. Man, that old reach out and touch somebody. Here's what he did. He going to reach out. He going to touch somebody. Now, unsportsmanlike conduct? Correct. Was it merited? Correct. Was it racing ball? Nobody never put that on the table. Nobody didn't. One thing about sports, right? They always say that sports is neutral. That's why the referee got a black and white jersey, right? Neutral. Neither black nor white. When I'm out here, we know goddamn well that's bullshit. You know damn well referee and you don't play sport. Sometimes they'll be bullshitting you. You don't like the coach or some shit he got some gripe about. He, you know, gets like police. They probably unbiased too, right? But you know, some things you can't detect and you just have to do it. So again, maybe the ref had favoritism. I guess who was at home, right? So he was getting the favor. You know how it is, fellas. You played it some damn where, and you played at the home, and it seemed like he the hometown hero or some bullshit, and the ref, he get all kind of shit. You be like, man, this motherfucker getting all kind of shit. I'm going to have to, you know, say I have to do some Rodman shit or some Bill Lambert shit, you know. And so basically this was really a D3 game, right? It was a D3 basketball player. Again, they say hit with a, you know, with an elbow, called it a cheap shot, right? So the Gordon's called Fitchburg State Falcons. They had Keywan Platt, who was recently honored as MASCAC Men's Basketball Player of the Week. Man, that mean, homie could hoop then. He had a good week. Either he can hoop or he had a good week, right? And he had put up 16, 5 rebounds, 4 blocks. Right? School was 84-75, lost to the Nichols College Bisons. Landed his disgusting elbow strike right to the face of Nichols late in the second half. I guess the game was pretty much over at that time. So my thing is, okay, you get suspended. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You get suspended for some games. You know, that's the discipline. But what is this? He out of school. I mean, okay, so it wasn't no race. Nobody talked about it, but him touching the white boy seems to be his whole life has been if he fucked up because of that one play. They ain't like catch that. Oh yeah, I'm switch. Hold on, I'm gonna switch speeds like Bruce Lee riding a Fuji in the movie, right? I'm switching the speeds because again, don't think it was over because again, at the end, he kicked out of school. He can't play ball no more. And they thinking about pressing charges because they're going to get the investigation going on. Right? Now, again, the situation, yeah, there was something there. But is it going to merit for him to be destroyed for the rest of his damn life over that play? I mean, when you play sports, sometimes shit happen. Yeah, motherfucker do some crazy shit and some shit be like, it's not. But again, that's what suspension for, right? That's what... Right? That's what fines is for, right? You know, when you play professional, they put fines on you. But y'all going to take away whatever scholarship. I mean, it is D3. Right? It's D3. So you're going to take all that away from him. So now he's going to be over there getting a job at Chipotle. Right? Try to get a job at Chipotle. But again, they're going to trail him because he's going to be labeled that. And again, the stuff behind. Because I tell you something personal. I understand that personally. Let me tell you a story. One time, Mr. Blowsblind, young, I was young back then. We used to rough motherfucker, you know, like when again, high school, maybe a little different than it is now. Coming to high school, when you a freshman, upperclassman, you got your ass beat. Remember throwing pennies and shit and motherfuckers roughhousing you. Motherfucker be in gym and shit. You in there with the upperclassmen. They playing hockey or some shit. They beating the shit out you. You know what I'm saying? Probably playing flag football, niggas. You know what I'm saying? So when you start getting up in the upper class, it's your turn to return to the underclass. So Mr. Bloody mind, see, you know, got an underclass. Well, I'm doing some super fly snooker shit, right? I twirl the motherfucker and slammed his ass up. Then motherfucker trying to, man, what? You see what I'm saying? So what they did is they gonna try to ruin the motherfucker for the rest of his life. That's what I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm gonna tell you what I know, right? So that's what they'll do to you. They'll do some shit like that over some roughhouse play, you know, innocent shit. But again, because who it was, I ain't gonna tell you. You gonna have to figure out who it was. You try to run the motherfucker for the rest of his goddamn life. That's what's gonna happen to that brother, based on what he just did, because he did the ultimate do not touch. See, if it had been black on black, I don't think it would have been that big. But because he was a white boy, huh? That's what happens, right? That's what you know. That's what happens, right? So that's what happens, and so hopefully, you know, things change for him, right? Well, they got another one for you. Check this one out. Well, before I go, let me see who in the house. I might be talking to my damn self and they go, oh, okay. It seemed like it was more than that, but I guess we'll clear them out. Before Thomas was good. Thought you don't left a brother, didn't want to talk to me no more. Brother was good. CDG in the house. Lorenzo Williams. Did you get that update on that, brother? Because I did leave that for you. Anybody else in the house? Who else in the house? Out the Box is in the house. Angela Barron is in the house. Natural Nature's in the house. Who else in the house? Okay. All right, so okay. All right. So check this one out, y'all. Now, those two I just gave, again, somebody gonna say, somebody gonna look at this and try to say, oh, no, I don't like how you doing this. Not y'all. Somebody else on the outside gonna see it. They gonna have problems with this. It's not me. It's just the story. Hold on. Slow your roll. Don't move yet. I know they don't want this to go off, but okay. So check this out. Got another story for you. Now, again, we're gonna talk about this work business, right? So you got a job. Let's say you got a job that you go outside, right? You go outside, right? And let's say, you happen to do some kind of personal, stuff where you interact with people. And sometimes you have to go in the green area. Those who watch the video, you know what I'm talking about. When I use the codes, you have to be up on the video. So when I use the code, you know what I'm talking about. Because sometimes we got company in the house, so if they ain't new, but you know, then you know what I'm talking about. So you work in the green area. You doing some business in the green area. And, you come from the red area. Then somebody who, your job is having you to interact with them, but this person is funky with you. How you gonna deal with it? I mean, he really funky with you, right? So what you gonna do? You gonna play politically correct, right? Because you at your job. You know how when you on your job, let's say whether you was younger or where you at right now, and somebody being an asshole and talking crazy and all disrespectful to you, something. I missed the blow your mind, but you bite your tongue. You know what I'm saying? I throw a quick jab, or something like that, right? Well, this what happened with this brother here. Check this out. This one here. Okay, they got that 1 point on that other one. I give them that one, and they got the 1.5. Well, this one here, they're gonna need a lot more for this one because this is so rare. This one here is so motherfucking rare. You ain't even gonna believe this. I couldn't believe it, but okay, here you go. Check it out.
A FedEx driver will not face charges in connection to the September death of a Portland man he fatally punched after the stranger called him racial slurs, Multnomah County District Attorney's Office announced Monday. Senior Deputy District Attorney Adam Gibbs said in a memo that Timothy Warren was in his right to challenge Joseph Magnuson, who witnesses said called the FedEx worker the N-word and other aggressive and abusive phrases. the Oregonian reported. The incident occurred on September 26 in northeast Portland, when witnesses said Magnuson started the altercation by yelling at Warren, very aggressively, to slow down, the paper reported. When Warren tried to speak with Magnuson after stopping the vehicle, Magnuson called him racial slurs and threw a drink at the FedEx employee. Some witnesses said Magnuson also hurled a bag of food at Warren, the paper reported, before he threw a punch that missed. Warren hit Magnuson above his left eye, knocking him to the ground unconscious, the report said. Magnuson later died, according to the paper. Oregon law contains no duty to retreat, and Mr. Warren was within his right to exit his vehicle and verbally challenge the manner in which Mr. Magnuson was addressing him, the memo said, according to the paper. Mr. Magnuson was the initial verbal aggressor. Mr. Warren responded in kind. Mr. Magnuson then escalated and became the initial physical aggressor. Mr. Warren again responded in kind. While Magnuson might still be alive if Warren had not stopped, Gibbs noted that the decision by Mr. Warren, who is black, to not let the racist vitriol to which he was being subjected go unanswered is not of legal significance, according to the paper. Warren waited at the scene and cooperated with police, the paper reported. A medical examiner also determined Magnuson was in extremely poor health, which contributed to his death, according to the paper.
Okay. Oh, wow, ain't that something? What? Did y'all hear that? Did you hear that correctly? Huh? FedEx driver was getting harassed by somebody who was just, way out of pocket, calling them everything under the sun, got out of his vehicle, confronted him, right? Threw his drink on him, threw a bag of food at him, and swung. And all brother hit him was one right left, across the left eye, and he was seeing Jesus. It was just that quick, huh? That was one move he wished he could have took back. And guess what? In Oregon, we stop packing up running to Oregon. Because a nigga could hit somebody back. They don't got stand your ground with a gun, right? They ain't had stand your ground. You ain't got a run law, right? If motherfucker made that square, it's fair game. And that's what he caught, right? He got caught with the right over the left eye. They say, well, he had poor health and that contributed to why he died. Man. Wow. Huh? That was one day he was supposed to be acting like an ass that day. Cause see, now he can't get no Thanksgiving turkey, none of that shit. That's all done now. No more of that shit. See? Called niggas one time too many and ran up on the wrong one. Because, sometimes they see you be working and they think they can pull a little extra. Okay? Rope-a-dope you. Let you get all in. You fell all up into it. It took was the one. That was it. Night, baby. Call it a night. Now, again, in this show, we don't condone it. We're not laughing about it. We're just saying, hey. You know what I'm saying? But that's a brother that did that. And no charges. They ain't put no handcuffs on him. Nothing. Boy, that FedEx job must be powerful. Or Oregon got some real laws that they're holding on to. But that's what happened, y'all. Ain't that something, huh? Ain't that something? Wow, you'd have never thought that. You'd have never thought that. Oregon could punch a white man and kill him and everything gonna be good. Matter of fact, let me go on here and read the story for you. Do I need to read the story? I don't need to read the story because this one here. No, man. All right, so the score right now is 1.5 to, I don't know how you going to trump that one. That one there is like 100 points. You know what I'm saying? That's 100 points in the game. A brother can retaliate himself in self-defense not get arrested, not get charged, and get yeah. So check this one out. All right. So we seeing the difference between when one side of people, when you doing things, it's minuscule. It has some. Again, don't get me wrong. When dude caught the elbow, yeah, you'd have been salty as a motherfucker to hit you with that elbow. But this here, all right, I got another one for you. It just seemed like, why these people go all out their way? Let's say, hypothetically, you minding your business, you with whoever you with, you mind your business, and somebody intervening and all up in your business. You know, you pause for a minute, like, okay, you know, look that short look. You look them up and down. You know that little short look. You be like, right? So you get that little short look, and they don't catch like, okay, you better go on with that monkey shit, right? Well, no, they steady all up in your business, and you like, look, go on about your business, all right? But this person persistent. How you deal with it? Well, you know, we in this season right now, right? There's lots of people traveling right now, trying to go visit family. You know, you ain't seen people all year, whatever. And this is the only time you actually can, you know, you can do that. You get some time off from your job, right? This is the time that people take advantage, because any other time you don't get the kind of time. That's why we end up celebrating all these holidays, because you get the free time, right? Even though you know historically what these days is all about. Check this one out. Now this one's gonna be a little long, but it's worth it. This one here, this one's gonna be worth it. Like the last one, depending, you know, you ain't gonna say too out loud, but I'm just saying, you know, it's worth it. Check this one out. Check this one out. This one gonna go. Now you tell me this ain't sister. This ain't one of our sisters here. Tell me this ain't one of our sisters right here. Let me go ahead, set it up, play it, and check this out. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it.
She's training me. She's not gonna get along.
I'm just telling you that there's seats. Now we've told her for the last 5-10 minutes. There are seats over there. I'm telling you, there's seats over there. There are seats over there. You said that 27 times, and I've told you every 27 times I didn't ask you for a seat, ma'am. I'm just telling you there's seats over there. Who asked you for a seat? You don't work here. No, I'm just telling you there's seats over there. You're having a conversation. There are seats and I'm going to there. have a conversation standing right here. This is a line. And what? This is a line. I'm in line. You're not stupid, you look. There are seats over there. It's people having conversations everywhere. There are seats over there. So you see me and him having a conversation. There are seats over there. I don't care, ma'am. I'm just telling you there's seats over there. Well, sit your ass in the seat, I'm in line. This is the line. Well, mind your business. She's in line. She's in line. He's in line. They're having a conversation. They're having a conversation. They're having a conversation. You're not stupid, you look. Find you something to do, ma'am. Over there. Sit your ass in the seat, then. I'm in line. I'm in line. Am I talking to you? I'm talking to him. Am I talking to you? I'm in line. Well, stand in line, ma'am. I am in line. Just in case. I put my bag. This is the line. And am I in your way? I'm in line. Look at the line. Am I in your way? Am I in your way, ma'am? I'm just telling you that there are seats over there. Am I in your way? I'm telling you there are seats over there. I put my bags down on purpose. I'm telling you because that there are seats over there. I promise you, and I put that on you. Leave me and him alone. Well, sit in the seat, ma'am. There are seats over there. Well, sit in the seat, ma'am. There's seats over there. Sit in the seat, ma'am. There's a seat there. There's a seat there. There's a seat there.
It's amazing.
There's a seat there.
It's amazing how our conversation, out of everybody else that is in
everybody else is in here having a conversation.
It's only bothering you.
There are seats over there.
It's only bothering you.
There are seats over there. There's a seat there. You don't work, but you don't work here, ma'am.
If she sits here, what's the difference?
There's a seat there.
Hold on. My question to you is, if she sits here, what change does this happen to the conversation?
There's a seat there. There's a seat there. There. Well, why aren't you sitting in any of these seats? I already told you I'm in line. And I told you I'm standing here talking, waiting to get on the same plane you getting on. So what's your problem? I'm telling you, this is the line, and I'm not in your way. They're lined up. What does that have to do with you? This is what does that have to do with you? This is the line. I'm in line. This is the line. I already told you. This is the line. I'm not moving one damn step, and I bet you can't move this 200 pounds. Move me. Part this Red Sea, Moses. party.
There's a seat there.
Just continue. Yes.
No, actually, we had to move from gate 4 to gate 6. So, yeah. So I asked him, he's in the military. He's telling me about the Army because my daughter is thinking about going to military. She keeps screaming, we need to sit down. I'm 45.
There's seats there.
I didn't ask her anything, ma'am.
Okay, calm down. There's a seat there and there's a seat there. I'm in line.
Okay, and they're going to be in line, and they can stay.
They're not in line. This is the line.
But I'm not in your way.
They're not in your way, and he hasn't started boarding yet.
I just
so
told
if
you
you could
there's
just
a seat there. There's
but
a
they
seat
don't have to
there.
sit down.
Let the employee
I just
take
told you
care.
there's a seat
She wants to
there.
argue with the employee. Let her argue with the employee.
Okay, I'm gonna wear her out up in here. I put my bags down on purpose. Now, if she want to move these 205 pounds, she can move it. But I'm gonna stand right
It's okay,
here.
Chick. Yeah, you can stand right. You can stand wherever you want.
Thank
it's okay.
you.
You can. So it's okay. And you have your boarding position. You going on this next flight?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We got you.
There's a seat there. There's a seat there.
See,
There's
now
a
you
seat
see what I'm
there,
talking about.
There's a seat there. There's a seat there. There's a seat there. There's a seat there.
But so,
There's two
yeah,
seats
I would
there's
suggest
two seats together
either getting
there.
into
There's a seat there.
physical
There's a seat
development
there.
program, some sort of actual exercise regimen, or
There's a seat there.
playing
There's a seat
sports,
there,
because then it just becomes the mental stress of simply just having to deal with.
There's so many seats.
Well, why don't you sit in the seat?
There's a seat there. There.
I'm about to wear her out, nephew. I'm about to tear her a new asshole. That's why I dropped my bag. Because I'm going to wear her out. I'm going to wear her out. She's crazy. She's crazy.
Actually, there's a seat there and there. Those are close.
You are.
And there's two seats together there.
You are now annoying everybody around you.
Everybody here hates you. Everybody here hates you, ma'am.
And there's a seat there.
Well, why don't you sit in the seat?
I'm in line.
Well, why don't you just sit down until they call your number? Wait till they tell you to board. You don't have to stand here.
By continuing to repeat yourself, you are annoying everybody else around you.
There's a seat there. There's a seat there.
Okay. You do you.
There's a seat there. There's a seat there and there and there and there. There's two.
Rest of that, do y'all want to keep seeing the short bus? Do y'all give me a one if you want to keep seeing the short bus, because there's more to that. Do you want to keep seeing the short bus, because it just don't make sense, huh? Ooh, anybody want to see that? Does anybody want to continue to watch that? That's short bus right there, short bus chica, huh? I mean, does that even make sense? You in line, right? You in line. And these people on the side doing whatever they doing and what they talking about. And you all up in their business. You talking about their seats. Right? See, the disrespect people have for our people. Right? You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't respect our square. You don't respect our space. You don't respect our history. You don't respect nothing about us. You think you could just intervene, say whatever the fuck it is you want to say, and we just supposed to kneel down and just obey. Right? You ain't got no merit on it. Thanks, James One. Okay, I got James Williams saying he want to keep seeing it, right? If I get some more ones, I play more because there's more to that, right? It's just kind of like, wait a minute. I got sympathy. If you a couple cookies short of a pack, I ain't gonna trip on you. You know what I'm saying? Again, you don't laugh when somebody when it's natural like that. No, I'm never gonna laugh at that. But if you acting, what they say, you playing crazy, right? You playing crazy, and it's like instead of you going on about your business, you steady antagonizing. You heard what sister said. She said, she said she put the bag down. I want to see you move this 205. Motherfucker, come on, Moses, pot it. They're like, come on, Moses, pot this, right? She like, pot it. Like, I want to see you. Then she put 5 more pounds. She said, move this 205. And she probably got some more. You know with me, I don't like to tell y'all real ways, but it's okay in your age. Ladylike, ain't nothing wrong with that. But she telling her, I put my bags down specifically for you. I'm about to give it to you. You ain't gonna need no flight. And did you see that sister to sister, that black connection? The security came over there like, is everything okay? She ain't had to get into all that. Well, you know, me and him was over here talking about my dad. You ain't had to do that. Be like, look, this all up in our mother bed. I don't know who this woman is. Da 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 woo woo woo. But she was like, you good? You good? Don't worry about it. Ma'am, they ain't got to be okay. Go about your business. She's like, I got your back, right? That's what we talking about. That's that unity we have to be having when you see them kind of situations. You working and there's somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we be working. We got problems because again we be want to live in the green area. Want to live in that green area. So sometimes you know got to show out. Got to show I'm down. Right, that bullshit. Right. So again, anybody want to say I see one? She did a 2-piece and a biscuit. She did 2-piece biscuit, extra fries with some ketchup. Happy with that too. You know what I'm saying? Cause she wrong, but she gonna be persistent about it because again, everybody got this. I don't know what that shit is, really, to be honest. It's just something about other people when they dealing with us, they just feel like they could just do whatever and be disrespectful. And then when we come out on a bag on their ass, then it's like, now we want to cry foul, we want to call police. But you antagonize that. Again, you sparked that. So okay, if you started, that don't mean that we ain't going to finish it. Right? And so again, we're going to keep on. So we're going to play the whole video. All right, I'll go back. I'll play the rest of it. There's more to it. All right, here, hold on. Here you go. Here you go.
Two seats together there. But they don't have to sit. I'm having seats. But nobody asked you. No. Can they talk to themselves? I'm allowed to talk. They're allowed to talk. Fucking idiot. They're talking out loud. You're talking out loud.
Let's not get on this plane and have any problems. That's what you don't want to do.
I'm just counting seats.
Okay. All right.
Because shortly I'm going to be fearing for my life.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm going to fear for my life in the moment. I'm going to fear for my life. And I'm going to call the police because now I'm scared. I'm being harassed. There's at least, there's many seats actually. Those two are together there. Those 2 seats are together there. And there's many seats together over there. They're all having conversations. They're having conversations. Everybody's having conversations. And over there's a lot of seats also. This kind of stuff only happened to me, nephew. I was just asking because you was going to pick up your wife. And you was in the military. So I said, what branch you in? So I'm saying, nephew. Those 2 seats are across from each other. And these 2 seats are next to each other. Mental illness. But see, I'm from Centerville. Where you from? There's a seat. I'm from Centerville. I dropped my bags right here. I'm going to wear her. There's definitely 1 seat here. I'm waiting. Maybe 2. Because I'm going to wear her out. And I don't have nobody here. And I just met you. I'm going to give you my debit card and my PIN number. And these seats are opening up too. So there's a lot of seats. Out. And I mean out. A lot of seats. Out. I want you dead. I want you dead. I want you struck by lightning. Just counting the number of seats. I want her struck by lightning. I'm just counting the number of seats. There's a lot more seats available to sit on. My glasses is that big. I'll be able to see all of the seats too from over there. My glasses. Now there's some seats together available. This bitch, I want to do it. I need to call security because now I'm fearing for my life. I'm going to be a damsel in distress in about a few minutes. A lot more seats available now. I cannot even count how many there are available now. Okay, so you were in the Army and what else?
I would say she needs to start getting in shape now.
There were some seats together before, too.
It's especially with the Marines because the Marines not only go through basic training. Yeah. They not only go through a basic training, and no matter what job she takes, she's going to go through combat training as well.
And there's those seats.
So she has to go through all of that before she'll get to her unit and things will become more normal life.
I'm listening to you, but it is so hard for me to ignore her. And all I needed is this left hand free. Because she started moving up in my face. But I promise
a lot of seats available.
She don't want these. This stuff only happens to me though. This don't happen to, I swear. This don't happen to nobody but me.
But
there's a lot of seats available now. Wow.
I would say
a lot of seats available.
Getting into shape. The only thing she'll be able to do to deal with the mental stress
some together, some
is to just
hard.
handle it while she's there.
Yeah.
A lot of
it won't drive her. Won't drive her insane.
There's many opportunities.
Especially her biggest issue is gonna have to deal with authority because drill sergeants, no matter what, are always right.
Right.
No matter what's happening, drill sergeant instructors are always right.
Right.
You have to respect the chain of command. You have to respect NCO.
So many seats available.
So I mean, as long as she doesn't have an issue with authority.
So many seats available now. Wow. So many seats available.
You see my eye? It's about to fall out of my head.
Some together.
As long as she
together. Actually, there were some
deal
together
with that
there.
and adapt to that, she'll be fine.
What's your name?
Avery. I would say as long as she can deal with that, again, if she's already in shape, it helps relieve some of the stress because then she's not struggling to.
Ma'am, can you call security? Because now I'm nervous. I'm fearing for my life. Thank you.
The number of seats.
Because now I'm fearing for my life.
I'm just counting the number of seats.
Because now she won't have to. If she's already physically in shape, it takes away a lot of the stress because now she's not figuring out how to complete the physical challenges as well as dealing with the mental challenges. So it becomes easier, I would say. I saw quite a few people when I went to basic training.
About she want that brother. Is that what this is about?
And it's not, like I said, it becomes easier if she can already meet the physical
she is definitely about in shape, and I think she just want to go because her friends are going. But I don't know.
What's your number? What's your class? 11-6. I'm in front of you. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm in front of you. I'm 25. Thank you.
Right. Like she's sitting on first class. People before you.
So,
I'd be glad when the security comes. Maybe they can do something with her. Yeah, I hope they do something with her.
But if anything else, like I said, if she really wants to join the military, if you think she's only doing it, if you think she's only trying to go for the Marines because her friends are going to.
The recruiter came up to the school and talked to them, and then she goes, "I'm going to the Marines. I'm going. You are not going to the Marines."
I would tell her. I would definitely tell her to broaden her choices. The military is not bad, again, especially if you're single. It gets you a lot of benefits, and whatnot.
I think she want homie. I think she want do who she talking to. That's who I think she want.
I would definitely tell her.
Cause you too glued in on what they talking about to be going about your long hair, but she won't leave, right? She won't leave.
But she's decided. She said this is what she wants to do. So I'm just gonna okay. She's 16 now. But she's in the 12th grade, so she can't go anyway.
So I would say either I would tell her to broaden her horizons. The Navy and the Air Force would be great. Their training isn't as physical. Can she swim?
She's been swimming since she was 2.
Okay, so
I have a sister in the Navy and my cousin is in the Navy.
I would definitely
talk about black girl magic, black man power.
I haven't seen their basic training program, but I've seen parts of it from friends that I know that are in the Navy, and apparently swimming, going through pools and stuff like that is a part of it. So if she can already swim, then she's good. I would definitely tell her to maybe think about the Air Force and the Navy. They are.
That's what I told her, Air Force and Navy, but her friends want to go to the Marines. So I'm going, you ain't rough enough for the Marine sister. You need to,
One thing you could tell her.
Ma'am,
one thing you can do one thing you can do is to possibly, obviously she doesn't have a degree now, but if she goes and talks to the Marines, if she's highly set on the Marines, I would tell her to look into asking the recruiters into how she could become an officer.
Yeah.
If it's possible to go to any of the officer schools, because that is, especially if she's smart, she'll make a lot more money that way, and then she won't have to deal with too much too much stress from the enlisted side of it. There won't be any drill sergeant issues. There won't be any drill sergeant issues. There won't be too many. Things are a lot easier on the officer side. They're a lot easier on the officer side, and she'll make way more money. Yeah. And it presents a lot more.
Okay. There's still more to this video. But I don't think she's going to return. But I tell you one thing. You don't be fucking around in that airport, boy. They'll strip your ass butt naked and everything, right? So, see what happens? See, played it right, played it cool, and just happened to be, you know, like being at the post office. There's some places that, well, it's like we got some power, right? You know, most likely the people who are going to be working at them airports, going to be your post people, they're going to be brothers and sisters. And it was a connect in there, and it was like, you know what? I feel threatened. I feel a little threatened over here. I feel for my life, my safety. Huh? Put the system on you, right? Like, what the, right? Really? Like, she was, I mean, I think it was that she wanted the brother. What y'all think? I think she wanted dude. Because, you know, I was listening intently. Did you hear that part the sister say to the young man she's speaking to? I'm about to give it to her. I'm going to give it all to her. Matter of fact, I'm ready to go in there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you my debit card with my PIN number. Did y'all peep that? Did y'all peep it? I peeped that. She was like, what? That was a little game right there, wasn't it? You throw a little game. I'm going to give you my debit card, my PIN card, so you can come get me out of jail. I just met, wait a minute, we just met right here. How you talking about black man power. That's what that was, y'all. Black man power. Says, don't be mad. Y'all got magic. You ain't know what we're about. We're going to give it to us. Put it together, what we make gods. Right? There you go. Oh, that was that story. There's a little bit more. You gotta find that video. You go out there and look at this. That's actually about a 21-minute video. I can't figure out what the rest of it is. But if those are interested, you can look for that. It's out there. Now, what else I got for you in my bag? You know what I'm saying? So now, again, if you take those two stories right there, man, based on, okay, you had Chipotle, and then you got the elbow, right? Well, we got the brother with FedEx, and we got the sister at the airport. Well, boy, that's, again, boy, what did Wesley Snipes say in 357? Always bet on what? All right, I ain't got to say it. It is what it is, right? So we're going to get into this part of the show. Hey, finna get into what the show about. First, I got one more other thing, couple more things I got to do. Let me see where I'm at right now, because this thing don't be wanting to work sometimes, because I got some unforeseen spirits that don't want this to be sown. But based on what we just seen just now, I think this is very appropriate. Very appropriate. Let me show y'all this. This is going to trip y'all out. So I'm figuring out if they're going to do that here, I better guess eventually it's going to eventually get here, right? So check this story out here. Check this out. Beijing is moving forward with controversial social rating system. You don't read that again. Beijing is moving forward with controversial social rating system. This story was done today, November 21st, 2018. It says rating citizens based on their behavior. This story was done today. This is how it reads. A hot potato. China's social rating system is incredibly controversial and ripe for abuse, evoking a number of interesting questions. Some will inevitably ask if it is all that different from the credit rating system in the United States. What if it actually helps deter crime, keeps people on the straight and narrow? Beijing is one step closer to implementing a social rating system that would reward people who exhibit good behavior and impose restrictions and penalties on those who aren't model citizens. The social behavior system, which sounds as if it was lifted straight out of a Black Mirror episode of Nosedive, is set for adoption by the end of 2020, according to Bloomberg. It will compile data for multiple sources to construct a lifelong point program to reward or punish citizens accordingly. Business Insider, in a report from last month, notes that some parts of China are already participating in various social credit programs. The punishment and perks are perhaps even more outlandish than you would imagine. According to the report, poor behavior can get you banned from flying or booking train tickets, resulting in internet speed being throttled, the best schools, or even get your dog taken away. Earn a favorable score, however, and you'll get more matches on dating websites, discounts on energy bill, better interest rates at banks, and the ability to rent items without a deposit. Bloomberg said that Hangzhou, which rolled out a personal credit system earlier this year, citizens are rewarded for tasks like donating blood and doing volunteer work. Violating traffic laws and charging under the table fees, on the other hand, will generate negative marks. Okay, ain't that something? Wow, that's crazy, right? Social credit system. What the? What? So just on that video we just seen prior to, man, boy, she got scarlet letter. If we'd have been in Beijing, right? She'd have got the scarlet letter. You know what I'm saying? Your social status has gone into the dump. You know, the United States got a credit system. These people talking about a behavior system. Boy, can you imagine that? Boy, a lot of us would always, Mr. Blow Your Mind, have bad credit score on or behavior score on that. Because they'd be like, just because of shit he talking about on there, yeah, that motherfucker, bad grade. I'd be wearing that red. He tried to hit the red, but should probably be purple, right? But could you imagine that you got graded like that? And again, it said it would prohibit you from, like, your kids can go to certain schools. You know, you have a different types of percentage of loans and what? Who, again, that has the potential to be like, man, you could really fuck somebody up just because you don't like them. You know, I don't think that's good. I don't think there's no way about that could be a good. I mean, it's the same thing with this credit, right? Just look at this credit. You know, you got a lot of people who out here, again, let me put it like this. You know, I'm gonna talk to you, right? All right, so like, let's say when you was like say 17, 18, one day some mail came in your name, and the credit card gave you a credit card, right? $250, $500. Back in the day, that's what they started. They'll give you about $250, $500. You know, that's you know what I'm saying? That's pocket change, right? To to you know, somebody who make a little bit of money. But again, if when you 17, 18, you got $250, $500, first thing you doing, you ain't got no money, you finna blow that. You ain't recognize you finna tap your damn credit. Cause you, again, this was when it was in its infancy stage. When my credit all the time, again, you brand new, everything in your life has been now. But go back a little bit, that credit was just, that's new, right? So, because again, I remember when credit card used to be when they go in the store, right? Now, this is before the technology. Now, check this out. They would go in the store, they would purchase something, had the card. It was because you had the card, right? Just because you owned and had the card, it was good. They just swiped it, that little machine, right? Got the carbon copy, put that mug in it. They didn't call to get no approval number. They ain't none of that. Yo, shit was good because you had the card. Then they would send it in through the mail. Back in them days, 3 to 5, 7 days, right? Then they send it back 3 to 5, 7 days. Shit, 2 weeks. By the time they get back to find out you ain't had no credit, but you done got the product. You done went on about your long head. So that's what technology came in. So now when you're in the store, you see people getting declined, they're looking like, oh, let me got another card. You know, all that other shit, right? Back then, it wasn't like that. So here, your credit score is on your behavior. So that's going to be mixed in with all, what? Automaton, boy. Look up that word, automaton. That's where this coming to. Well, must going to be out here like robots. You're going to have to, you know what I'm saying? They was also talking about, I remember one time they talking about they were going to have these sensors or things that would be able to read your demeanor in an airport, right? They were talking about if you coming in, you got a bad, they could accost you because it said your energy. Man, boy, do y'all see where this stuff going? Kind of shit they did. Look, motherfuckers sitting around always trying to regulate you. Everything we do is trying to restrict you in some kind of way so that you can't be what the universal creator created us to be. We can't be that. Because you need restrictions. Again, I got to keep you because, again, I can't do everything that you do. And so because you have certain abilities and skills, and I can't do that, so I have to restrict you so that you can be in the same level than where I play at. Crazy shit, man, when you think about that shit. Shit is crazy. Right? But that's just how it is. So they gonna go ahead and do it. But again, it's ripe for the abusing. Right? It's ripe for that. So if they start there, you know how it is. If somebody started over here, eventually it trickles on everywhere else. So that's ground zero where it's at right now, Beijing. I mean, you know, some time down, you know, they're going to start trying to introduce that. Imagine that shit. You already got bad credit. You already got the scarlet letter in this system called melanin. They ain't going to ask much. And okay, but credit is not too great. Maybe 620. Maybe it's 520. Maybe it's 420. Then you going to put some behavior. Because I'm already mad because the way you restricted glass ceiling. So, man, do y'all see? Do you see? Can you see? All right. Got another story for you. So think about that one. Think about that one. Got another one for you. Check this out. Let's see if I can go ahead and play it out for you. Let's see. Hold on. I know you don't want to play for me. I know. This one here gonna trip you out because it's again. Let me set this one up. All right, check this out. Ladies, what is it that a man could do to you that could just get you to such a level that you would just be like, I'll do the most wildest thing I could think of because what you did to me, right? You know, now, no being since I know we don't, you know, you don't want to get to that level. Say, no man should be able to take you to that level to make you go there. But I found a story today and I was like, what's this shit about? Now check this out. Let me play this. Check it out. Moroccan woman arrested after cooking boyfriend and serving his body with rice. You know I'm going to say that again. Moroccan woman arrested after cooking boyfriend and serving his body with rice. This story don't have the date on there, but I know it was just done the other day. And this is how it reads. A Moroccan woman has been arrested after she allegedly killed her boyfriend, butchered his body, cooked it, and then served it up with rice to unsuspecting guests. The Associated Press reported prosecutors in the United Arab Emirates accused the woman of serving her boyfriend's remains to Pakistani workers as part of a traditional rice and meat dish known as makbous. The national newspaper in Abu Dhabi cited prosecutors saying the woman killed her boyfriend 7 years after he told her of his plans to marry someone else. The man is said to have died 3 months ago, but the apparent killing only came to light in recent days after his brother went looking for him and found a tooth inside the woman's blender. Police said the woman will face trial after the investigation is complete. Makbous. Makbous. Anybody see trying to serve you some makbous, you better be like, you better get that shit away from me. Your ass crazy. Right? Because think about that. Now, okay, whatever transpired between her and her boyfriend, right? Again, according to the story, said because he found somebody else, you know what I'm saying, and say, okay, I'm finna go on, but she said, if I can't have you, nobody gonna have you, right? Don't know how she got him, you know what I'm saying? Did she do the Bruce Lee, give him the Quaalude, knocked him out, and then, you know what I'm saying, did all she gonna do to him? And if it wasn't for the brother that was searching, that nigga knew to look in the blender and seen the tooth. That's my brother. Ain't funny, y'all. It ain't funny. But I'm just saying, right? Found the damn tooth of the brother, but then for that tooth, that one tooth, you know how they talk about it, ain't no perfect crime. She almost had, boy, if she would have went in there and cleaned that tooth, you never got it. But then the crazy part is, that ain't the only person she didn't like. Whoever she gave makbous to, she didn't like their ass either, because she served their ass with rice. Right? Oh my goodness, man. Boy, what? They said ain't nothing worse than a woman scorn, right? No fury like hell like a woman scorn. Well, serve you with rice. You know, rice go with everything. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, but rice go with everything, right? Shit, even old chopped up, cooked up boyfriend, huh? Ain't that something, boy? I guess that story to be continued. She going to trial. Some wild shit there, boy. I thought back in the day when they talking about Lorraine Bobbitt. You know that those who've been around remember the Lorraine Bobbitt story where she talking about she cut him off and threw it out on the road. She drove after she cut him and put it in the pocket and threw it out the window, and they found it, right? This one here, boy, that was some wildness here. All right, going on, going on, man, going on. Gotta get to the crux of this. They show you hearing that little stuttering going on there. That's them doing what they doing. I got another one for you. Right? Let's see how it's see. This one here. Well, you know how? Let's see. Let me see. Make sure this is the right one. Let me make sure this is the right one. Yeah, this is a good one. This is good. You know, when it comes to we as black people, especially those here DOS of this land, you know, this country is based on the culture pretty much of what we establish, even though we don't get to control it, right? We be the face of it, like we'll be the face of music and dancing and sports, but we don't own nothing, right? So culturally, you know, it might be white country, but it's black spirited, ran sports and all that good stuff, right? So Jamaica, which Jamaica got some issues. For those who didn't know, I'm going to show you something about Jamaica after the fact. They decided, they said, wait, we got something here that we want to put out here, and we want to make it as the stamp of approval that this is our shit. And this is where it is. Here it goes. Let me play it for you. Check it out. Jamaica seeks World Heritage status for reggae. You know I'm going to say that again. Jamaica seeks World Heritage status for reggae. This story was done November 21st, 2018. And this is what it says. Jamaica seeks World Heritage status for reggae. Paris. Jamaica's bidding to have reggae music admitted to a list of global cultural treasures worthy of protection. The United Nations Cultural Agency UNESCO announced on Tuesday. Paris-based UNESCO keeps a list of so-called intangible heritage found around the globe, which groups together traditional cultural practices such as horse games in Central Asia to in Naples. Jamaica has asked for reggae to be added this year at a meeting of the UN agency on the island of Mauritius, where 40 proposals are set to be considered from November 26th to December 1st. So far, 399 examples of World Heritage, including dances, food-making practices, boat-building, games, festivals, and even coaxing rituals for camels in Mongolia, have been added. A successful application is largely symbolic, but can serve to raise the profile of the country and the practice. Other applications this year have been filed for the Irish game of hurling, the making of perfume in the French town of Grasse, and traditional wrestling in South Korea known as Srium. Reggae emerged in the late 1960s in Jamaica and quickly became a global phenomenon thanks to singers such as Bob Marley and Jimmy Cliff and the famed producer Lee Scratch Perry. The music with its heavy bass line and drums have influenced countless artists since and spawned new styles such as dub. So we have Jamaica. So I said we put a throw our culture to get it represented, like we kind of patent it, that reggae is officially known worldwide as the Jamaican sound due to the drum and so forth. I don't think you really need to do that, right? I don't think you really need to do that. I think everybody know when they hear some reggae, they know the thing Jamaica. I don't think nobody else sings reggae other than Jamaican people. And I know there's some of us, we listen to it, and you know, we agree to it, whatever. So we give recognition. Again, there's some family affinity because of, you know, some of the skin we in, we kind of kin, right? Skin we in, we kind of kin, right? So what we do is we acknowledge that. But I don't think that's really them doing that. No, I don't think that's them doing that. Because like I said, it's pretty much known. Like those who are black in South America, we know that what they do, that's that portion. And we here, we got different genres. We got, you know, rhythm and blues. We got blues. We got jazz. We got hip hop. We you know, kind of diverse over here. Like we got a lot of different things to offer and stuff. And so people over in there, they got that, right? So we kind of know that. So that don't sound like that's them. And the reason why I'm saying that is this. Let me show you something. The reason why I don't think it might be them, because they got some issues going on over there, right? You know, they kind of keep it on the hush-hush. A lot of people don't talk about what's going on in Jamaica, but I'd be seeing a lot of people in the corner always, you know, trying to tell us who we is, and, you know what I'm saying? But they don't talk about what's going on over there. They don't talk about that. So let me show you something. This is why I don't think it's really them, right? Let me see if I can, let Make sure, because I know it's kind of stuttering. Y'all see the stuttering. I'm going to have to go and fine tune it, because the other channel that I did it on, it was a lot more smoother. But then when I come over here, it's like this, they really trying to kill it. You know, even though everything going up but subscribership, it's okay. It's all right. You know, we're going to get there. I'm going to get back. I'm going to get back in the game. When I go back to my old work, you know, my original work was the reason why a lot of y'all came over here. Don't forget, don't think I don't do that. Now, this here is grand opening. You understand? I got to get the grand opening coming back again. But check this out. Let me set y'all up for this, and then I'll be back. Let me play this first, and then let me tell you why I think that.
Built toll road has opened on the island country of Jamaica. The project marks the largest Chinese investment to date in the Caribbean. Officials say there is more to come. CCTV's Roy Ruttenberg joins us live from Kingston, Jamaica. Roy, big highway. What's been the reaction by the locals there?
Well, Michelle, many people here were anticipating the opening of this highway. This has been a project that's been dreamed about in Jamaica for the last half century. Parts of the highway were opened in recent weeks, but at a ceremony on Wednesday marking the opening of the full highway, Jamaican and Chinese officials spoke of a new standard of coordination and cooperation between the two. Still, it might be some time before we see traffic pick up. It's been locally dubbed the Beijing Highway, a new toll road that'll directly connect the Jamaican capital Kingston in the south with the resort beach city of Ocho Rios in the north. A 2-hour drive reduced to less than half, thanks to a $730 million project with funding coming from China.
As a company, we're very happy to have a chance, to provide our services to the Jamaican people.
More than 1,000 Chinese workers and 1,000 local Jamaicans spent 3 years building the road, officially called the North-South Highway. Difficult terrain required creative engineering solutions. Jamaica's Prime Minister said success was possible thanks to a, quote, good, strong bond and friendship between Jamaica and China.
And we intend to use those things to secure even greater investment, not just in infrastructure, but in tourism, in agriculture, in leisure and recreation, in building new cities, in water.
The highway, it's hoped, will play a crucial role in helping resuscitate Jamaica's economy. It's been burdened by large interest payments to international creditors that have left little room for domestic government spending. Jamaica gave the China Harbor Engineering Company, which built the highway, a 50-year concession to recover its costs. It also gave it land alongside the highway to develop for commercial and residential use. That could spell more jobs and more growth in the near future. And there's plans for more, including a new deep water shipping port. The investment amount double the cost of the highway.
We have accumulated some experience after 30+ years of reform. Now we are able to share what we have with our Caribbean friends.
Which is exactly the point, officials say. A partnership that, from here on out, will only accelerate. And the Chinese company here is not wasting any time. I asked some of the engineers working for them if, now that the highway has been opened, if they might relax a bit and enjoy Jamaica's beaches. They told me that they're still already busy working on the next project, a multi-platform project overseeing lots of infrastructure changes here in Jamaica, wasting no time. Michelle?
Well, it's a nice place to waste some time. Rory, speaking about the highway, there have been some disputes about toll prices. What are the details there?
And you know, this ceremony that we saw on Wednesday actually happened at the southernmost toll plaza of this new highway. It's really a very passionate domestic issue, and it's been played out within domestic politics. Some say that the toll prices that are being set by the Chinese as part of that concession, as their right to do so, have been set too high, that they may be off-putting for the average Jamaican whose income might be lower than what is necessary to really make use of that toll. We saw the criticism being made again at the ceremony by Portia Simpson, the leader of the opposition and the former prime minister saying this criticism in front of the Chinese officials and delegates who are there. Separately afterwards, the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, announcing that in discussions with the Chinese firm, they agree that the tolls would be reduced by 25%. That's already been widely reported here, and many people welcoming that news. It's not just the Jamaicans, though, that will be using that highway. We do expect an influx of tourists from the north and the south to use it as well.
After 3 years of construction, a Chinese-built toll road has opened on the island country of Jamaica. The project marks the largest Chinese investment to date in the Caribbean.
The over 40 men who gathered outside the gates of the Chinese construction company were adamant they have had enough following Wednesday's dismissal of a long-standing certified operator at the company with no pay.
We are working from this project start, sir. I thought 2 years now, and so come to say we not good, we must go home. And they're underpaying we, so we are chaining, we must go home, and we don't good. So they're paying $370 the operator them to dig down all this mountain. After they said we must go home, catch Jamaica no good. So what they are doing here?
His dismissal raised the tempo on the matter of alleged late payments and underpayment among the local workers who are said to do most of the construction work.
They will pay me $270 an hour, right? And on the payroll when we get from a bigger head, they say $550. They will pay an hour up every operator. You understand? So they will collect half of that.
So the bigger heads who you get that from, did you point out that to him?
No, disclose. Can't do that. You understand? Keep that confidential.
The men lamented they work from morning till night on a shift lasting just over 12 hours and they have no health benefits and no overtime. They, however, complain disrespect and abuse is constant from their employers.
Some more Jamaica knows, so when I see this highway, don't feel like the Chinese build it, or we build it. Now me understand what slavery all about. Me no understand what slavery all about. I don't have no time for my family, you know.
By this, the workers were called to a meeting and the police were summoned. Following the meeting, tempers flared in the direction of the Prime Minister.
You know where life is stand up on a mall road?
White Mall.
White Mall. From 6 till 6:30. Yeah, you joke thing. Hey, Portia, sort out yourself. Them both for you say you're the mother. You understand? You're going to care for people like our mother care for your baby. You ain't caring for nobody.
Workers insisted in the presence of the officers that no work will be done until Mr. Brody is reinstated and the wage and abuse issue is resolved.
Joke thing. Straight joke thing. You know what I mean? We go as individuals and big people. If we go talk to the Chinese them about the situation. And Chinaman going to come and tell you, basically, if you don't want work, go home.
Yeah. Yes,
if you don't want no work, go home.
Right.
Because your rights doesn't matter.
Nika Lewis, CVM News.
Did y'all hear that? Did you hear it? So I don't think that when originally that story that I did when it talked about Jamaicans trying to get the reggae music to be nationalized and accepted and patented by them, I think it's that money that this Chinese has been spreading all over the black countries, buying it up. That again, remember I told y'all about when they did the 160 billion and took the 40 billion back in 2010, that they pretty much bought that up. And remember how some people might have thought that, well, okay, well, we're going to have them build the infrastructure because we're helping them. But see, the Jamaican told you, we weren't building all this shit up over here. They ain't really paying us shit. We can't even be with our families. And said if you don't like it, you don't work, don't work. Your rights don't mean shit here. Man, I remember one time back early, this is when I was first doing it, and again when I was getting the numbers right. And you know, let me tell you something, some of them alt-right mugs, they'll send some messages and talk with me, right? And they was telling me, say, man, okay, I know you got issues with the white man. He said, but you don't want that Chinese man. He said, y'all talking about that we go next thing you want, but you don't want that Chinese because he don't get no shit about you. Jamaica just showed that, didn't he? He told us straight up. He said, I know what slavery is. No. right? I know what slavery is now. You know, see my family, he don't give a, right? Huh? So, again, if you don't have us, me, somebody out here who stand up and trying to keep you up on the, you ain't gonna see it coming. Because again, what's coming here? Why is this? All right, you know, we getting to the part of the show. We got to get to the part of the show. What was the name of the title of the night? Huh? The day before. The day before they stuck you up show. See? They got stuck up over there. They getting stuck up over there in Africa. They getting stuck up over here on the islands. You know our turn coming, right? We looking at this immigration as if like, you know, that's somebody else's business. You can't bring that kind of people in here and don't think that that ain't going to have no effect on us as a people. Now, I know we got some Kundalas out here that you and higher echelons of life and you kind of rub elbows with others. So that ain't really you. You live in the green area. What about the people that live in the brown? What is red and green mix? What color is red? Like, yeah, is that kind of is that like yellow or blue or something like that, right? That's the in between, right? Some of us in there, right? And remember when they talked about that red line, they talked about that that's not good economics because there's a lot of friction in there, right? So it got to be one all way and one all the way the other. So what happens when the replacements is coming and we not really technologically advanced? This is why so many people are propagating about black self-reliance and black-owned business and all these things, is because replacements is coming and they got a way to do it where let me I ain't gonna talk about it. You know I gotta show it. You know I gotta show it. All right, so let me go over here. We're getting to it now. We're getting down to it now. All right, so let me give you, check this out, right? You know this is all in the news. It's longer than I really want it, so I will intervene and cut when I need it. But check it out. See if I can get it to play.
Live streaming now. This is the migrant camp, and inside the migrant camp.
Hold on, slow your roll. Let me get in control. Matter of fact, before I go there, let me go look out here, fam. Who out there they talking? I got 12 in the house. I like seeing that number. That's good. Okay, I like that what you said, CDG. I started at the bottom. I seen that though. Let's see. I'm gonna go all the way to the top. Go back down. I think the last person who I spoke to is okay. LaFord Thomas. Those people are okay. I'm gonna stop her here. It says, my dude, what's up? Natural. Okay, I guess you were talking to LaFord Thomas. Trump is tripping. LaFord Thomas says those people aren't going to attack Border Patrol. That would defeat the purpose of why they came. Well, hold that thought, sir. Natural Nature says the craziest part is this isn't Caucasian European land, and they go about it to keep stolen land. Under whose justice system? You have to ask yourself on that one, brother. Poor Tom says that's America for you. Out of the box, hey. All right. That's what they look like fools on the playing field. All right, that's between you and it wasn't true. I'll call you, okay, Billy. Okay, that's between y'all. Keep that between that family. That's y'all. Angela Barron, CDG Peace. Okay, peace to you too, CDG. The way it looks like we are trapped in a sticky situation. We have no economic, political, or military power, all while they're out here disabling our country and communities. Green But there's one part in there I have to ask you a question on is when you say our country, our communities. We haven't established that yet. I get what you're saying, but if you understand what I'm saying, that has not been established yet. Okay, bad boy. The most I've ever seen yet, 13, okay. Oh, you talking about it in here? Yeah. Well, well, check this out, CDG. One night, I got the 24, and it just started shutting down. That's how I got shut down, and because it went to 24. I'll be looking in here. They doing that since 1619. LaFord Thomas said 1619. You know the one thing about the 1619 is they say that is when the first slaves came, but again, those slaves that they talk about on that were indentured. You know, indentured is different than slave, right? Like white folks was considered indentured, meaning you work for a period of time, right, and then come out after about 7 years and get that package. So the first 10 they talk about that come from 1619 were indentured servants. But that's one part they don't talk. So they just say the first slaves. Because again, what they don't want to say is we were here before that 1619. And we may not have came through the people who, let's say again, 13 colonies. You got to look at the fact that who, again, as those who might have heard me talk about Florida, right? The Floridas. They had the east, north, west, south. Florida, that went all the way up to Georgia, right? Florida wasn't just that little state you see where it's today. Florida was massive. And you got to remember who was them people. So then that history and then those black conquistadors, there's some of our people who were part of that. And then there was those who was already here, right? And then those black conquistadors lost their damn status. And then they end up getting enslaved because when the English mug come, you understand? So as time go on, because I'm going to get back to what I originally do. Again, this is grand open, trying to get back into it and getting, you know how grand openers is. I got shit for sale, got clearance sale, got some shit people might want to buy, right? So you get over here, and then once I get it, I'm going to get back to that, and we're going to get into that history. I'm going to show, and I'm going to teach that. I'm going to show you what it is. So you ain't gonna, again, you're going to be like this. I ain't going to tell you what I heard. I'm going to tell you what I know, right? So going on with that, they say I do not, out the box, I do not do any holidays. I create my own. No, that's right. It's not our holiday. Never has, never will be. Okay. All right, I'm coming back. I'm going to leave Stafford there and get back into the show. All right, so we got something in the house. All right, now this here, we're going to start talking, we're going to start talking about that stuff here. This here, this is where it's at. This is the issue. I showed you Jamaica. What's going on in Jamaica? There's an issue going on with there, right? Pretty much, they've been for a minute. See, if you understand what that Monroe Doctrine is, that was where, okay, that's why the United States don't put a flag really in other countries. Now what they do is they use corporations and business and then protect their interests. But they can't really establish because the Monroe Doctrine keeps them from coming over in this territory, right? So Chinese don't figure that, say, oh, that's how you play that game, huh? That's what you do. So I do the same thing. So he started doing too. He building up, buying up shit, and then he get to protect it with his military, which won't be, again, this part of fair game. So if they all doing that, and remember the other day I showed you that Russia now is all up in Africa. Okay, so motherfucker wearing a hat, MAGA, M-A-G-A, Make America Great Again. What could it make Great America great again? What do you need to do that? So, let's see. Let's see what they talking about here.
This is the migrant camp, and inside the migrant camp, you're looking right now.
They're trying to. Oh, okay. They doing the business, huh? All right, there we go. They over here really putting that DOS attack, man. I'm gonna have to find a counter for that. Gonna have to find a counter eventually. All right, so here you go. Check this out, y'all.
This is the migrant camp, and inside the migrant camp, you're looking right now through some fencing and people way in the back. You probably can't see them. They're trying to clean themselves up. You have camps set up everywhere. There are probably 2,500 people here, between 2,500 and 3,000. And there are more on the way, many, many more. All right, let's walk this way. I'm just going to kind of show you around so you can get a feel. Most of these people have been here for a week or more, and they're constantly arriving all the time. I mean, here's the situation. I mean, look at this baby right here. Has been on the road for who knows how long, perhaps, you know. Usted es la madre. Okay, this is the mother right here. ¿Cuántos años tiene? Oh, 1 year. ¿Y usted de dónde es? Where are you from? She's from Honduras. ¿Cuál es el plan? Well, what is your plan? ¿Qué van a hacer ahora? What are you going to do now? She said she doesn't know. She's just gonna wait, like everyone else around here. Come over here. Let's just take a look at some of these folks here. Hola, ¿cómo están? How are you doing? ¿Están bien? Maybe they don't want to talk, but you can see they have some bread here as well. A little child. How are you doing, little one, huh? Esta es su comida. This is your food. El pan. This is their food. Their daily bread. Like manna from heaven, I guess, because it continues to come. And most of it's because of out of the generosity of Mexicans around here. Pero usted está bien? Are you okay? You're not so good. ¿Está perdiendo su paciencia? Are you losing your patience? Oh, yeah, I lost my patience long ago, she says. Yeah, she just wants to go to the United States. Pero, ¿cómo van a entrar? How are you going to enter? How are you going to enter? ¿Cómo van a entrar? ¿Cómo van a entrar en los Estados Unidos? ¿Están esperando a qué? What are you waiting for? Okay, they said, I'm ready to go. We're ready to go, but they're waiting. Most of them are just waiting for some hope beyond hope that something's going to change and that the United States is going to somehow open the doors, which is not going to happen. That's not going to be the case, and we've clearly seen that. We were at the border, in fact, just not too long ago, and I know I've received a lot of questions about this through social media. They're asking, why is it that, and we'll continue to walk this way, you know, many people calling them invaders, and, well, clearly they haven't invaded anything yet. They're not in the United States. They're all here. But there's no way they're going to be able to pass through the border. It is a double border fence with barbed wire everywhere. We were at the border this morning where people are waiting to try and get there, but there's just not going to be able to do that. At least here in Mexico, they have this little park area where they've secluded all of the migrants, and they're not allowing any of them to travel anywhere outside of this area. This is under lockdown, lock and key at night. We had to sneak into this camp late last night, and then we were able to get in this morning, but last night after we were caught, we were kicked out. Folks cleaning up their beds, and for good reason. I mean, they've been on the road now for nearly 2 months. More of the same. Hey, ¿cómo están? How are you doing? Good. Mire, quisiéramos hablar con ustedes. Would like to speak with you. So, ¿qué es el plan? ¿Cuál es el plan? What's the plan here? What are you going to do? ¿Qué van a hacer? Sí, he says that we're just waiting to see if we can cross, he said. We're waiting to see if we can cross. Pero, ¿están haciendo algo para tratar de cruzar? Are you trying to do something to cross, or you're just waiting? ¿Están esperando? Just waiting. They're just, in truth, they're just waiting. They're just waiting. Waiting for what? Wait. ¿Están esperando a palabras de los Estados Unidos para que puedan entrar? Yes. Yeah, he said they're waiting for word from the United States that they can enter, and of course, that's not going to come. So, ¿están listos para regresar a Honduras? Are you ready to return to Honduras? No. He said there's no way we're going to return to Honduras. we want to stay here and we want to. Pero pueden vivir aquí in Mexico, no? You can live here in Mexico, right? He said, yeah, he said it's an option. We can stay right here and live right here in Mexico. So that's certainly an option that they're thinking of. But come on back here. Do you want to head back here and show? The people are now just getting, it's 2 hours earlier here, by the way. So it is, what's the local time here is 9:30 or 9:27. So here's what you're finding at 9:27 in the morning in Mexican time, just south of Tijuana is where we are. But we're going to make our way over here. Perdóname, excuse me. Sorry. We're going to make our way over here. ¿Cómo está usted? How are you doing? Okay? Okay. Great. All right. So, hola. ¿Cómo están, hombres? ¿Están bien? Okay. ¿Están felices? Are you happy or no? ¿Están perdiendo su paciencia? Are you losing your patience here? Yes. He said, yeah. They're losing their patience. They're tired of it all. Pero ¿qué van a hacer? What are you going to do now? They're gonna esperar. They're gonna try and cross. They're gonna try and wait. They're gonna try and. Pero ustedes han tratado de cruzar. Have you tried to cross? No, they haven't tried. No, they said there's no way they're gonna try and cross because they know that they can't get over there. That seems to be the majority of what people are saying, is that they don't think they're going to be able to cross here, and clearly it's difficult. So let's show you around the camp just a little bit more. We'll come over here. You see the clothes here, they're drying, they kind of wash their own clothes. Okay, let's see what's happening here. I'm not quite sure. They're just, we're just taking a look around, you know. ¿Qué pasó aquí? Todo está bien aquí.
Okay, so they're going to stop the stream if I keep playing that, right?
Just for a minute. Come on over
so let me stop that part.
This person speaks English.
So they stopped the stream. I'm not sure if y'all, I think y'all can still hear me. So make sure y'all can still hear me. Because they stopped the stream. They call it content issue detected, right? They're saying that I have a content issue, so the stream is unavailable. Can y'all still hear me? See, they don't want y'all to see that. They don't want you to know about that. You're supposed to just be mind your business and don't mind about what that's going on over there. See, I don't know. That's news. Why would that be content issue? That is press. I can't use media now? Or is it something that they don't want being seen? They don't want that in your minds. So if you can hear me, give me a 1 if y'all can hear me, or did they stop it entirely? Anybody give me a 1, let me know you hear me right off. Otherwise, I think then I stopped the whole thing. And I stopped that now. Can we return it back? Y'all still there? Okay, I stopped the content. I think they're going to let it return now. Let's see. They blocked it, right? Can't. It's suspended, huh? Okay, no content issues. No longer being blocked due to copyright. Okay, well, can you put it back on for me then? All right, I'll stop playing it. You don't want it being seen? All right, I'll stop. Can you return back? Can we get back to the program? Huh? Can anybody hear me? Give me a 1, please. Let me know we still connected. They're knocking everybody out. They're going to knock everybody out. Huh? I stopped it. So why are y'all steady constantly blocking it? They want Mr. Blow Your Man. Oh, there we go. We back. All right. All right. Y'all back? Give me a 1 if we back. Let me see. Anybody give me 1? You good? I'm good? Okay. All right. Yeah, they were going to block that because, again, it was getting, you know what I'm saying? This This ain't the kind of stuff you're supposed to be showing. Black people supposed to just be doing what you're doing, getting high, drunk. Don't worry your little nigga head about that stuff over there. Now, wait a minute. Again, I ain't against people again. If I got some food and you hungry, I got some extra, I'll give you a plate. I'll give you a hot in the cot, right? I do all that if I got it to give. But let me tell you, as a nation, you know, unless you got something to do with the reason why people coming over here, right? Let's say you got some business that you're doing and the nation don't know you doing, and the people say, well, shit, you doing this over here, so I guess we supposed to be coming over here, unless they part of your, you know. Remember I was telling you the other day about, you know, you think there's only 52 countries here, and I told you there's an extra 16 somewhere that they counting. That's the new count. Well, maybe that's what this is, right? And so with that being said, they get to come over here, right? So matter of fact, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Check this out. They're not gonna let me play that one no more, huh? They said, no, you can't do that one. It's too much, huh? Okay, that's fine. We can't do that. What about this? Can I play this? Can I play this one? How about this? Is this part of the game? That I've been doing it all this time. Well, I can't do it now. What is it that I'm doing that you don't want done? Let's see. Let's see if you're gonna do content this time. It's the same game. We've been doing it all the time. Hold on. Slow your roll. Now let's see. Maybe that was too long. Maybe that was what that was. Maybe I was going too long with it. Let's see. Let's see if we do it again. Let's see what happens.
The scene in Tijuana, Mexico, with anti-caravan protesters clashing with police. The protesters want the migrants to turn around. So is this a preview of things to come as the majority of the caravan comes closer to our southern border? Let's talk to Jessica Vaughn from the Center for Immigrant Studies. What do you make of it? I was really surprised at the reception there by the citizens of Tijuana. They were pretty adamant about their opposition to this caravan.
Absolutely. Well, the caravan is causing major problems, disruptions, and other issues in the city of Tijuana. They're used to having migrants come there, but they're not used to them being quite so disorderly and aggressive. And the problem is that if the United States does not let them in a speedy fashion, if the president holds the line and says, we're not just going to capitulate and let everyone in, they could be there a while, and that could cause some real quality of life problems, some public safety problems, and other issues. Even those migrants who may be perfectly fine people who are just taking the opportunity to get to the United States, they don't have shelter or food, and they're going to need support from somebody. So this is going to be a very difficult situation for that city, and I think it's understandable that they are upset and complaining to their federal government.
Well, along the way, there have been many offers and overtures by the Mexican government to the folks in the caravan, and for the most part, they've been turned down. And it makes you wonder, again, if it's asylum, if you're fleeing a certain type of oppression, the opportunities have been rolled out for them, but it seems like they're intent on sort of getting to the American border, and then I don't know what the showdown is going to look like, and I don't think the Trump administration is going to back down. So what exactly do you think they want?
Well, they want to get to the United States. I mean, that's pretty obvious. The organizers of the caravan want to make a stunt about open borders and to challenge the sovereignty of the United States and challenge immigration enforcement. But the migrants themselves simply want to get to the United States. They know that if they make an asylum claim, that they're likely to be released into the country for years to come indefinitely. And they don't, we know from past experience with the other Central American migrants that half of them who get in on the basis of an asylum claim never even bother to fill out the asylum application. They just want to get into the United States. Right. So this is not about oppression or persecution. It's about an opportunity. And so that's why this could get a little ugly if they are not able to do what so many others have done before them who were caught and released. And so the Mexican government really needs to step in and get control of this before it gets out of hand.
Yeah, well, we know it's a big showdown has been promised from the very beginning. I think promises were made to them by certain organizers, and unfortunately, to your point, it could get really ugly at some point soon. Jessica, thank you very, very much. We appreciate it.
Good to talk with you.
So again, there's more to this, right? There's more to it. So what I'm detecting is this. This seems like, you know, again, they traveling. I think some of them was traveling as far as Honduras, Ecuador, right? And, you know, they've been just kind of watching them as they're getting closer and closer, right? So it's going to be a showdown that's coming, right? And it just happened to be the day before, right? These motherfuckers going to pull off on Thanksgiving Day, huh? What is up the sleeve of this shit here, right? Let me show you something else. Come on, let me go ahead because they were saying I played the other one a little bit too long. So check this one out. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna get this one too. Got to keep you up on this now. Got to keep you up on it because I know sometimes you don't have the time to do it.
The 5,800 U.S. troops sent to the Mexican.
Check this out, because this is where it's coming down to, right? So check this out. Look how they doing it. They ain't playing, boy.
U.S. troops sent to the Mexican border to lay razor wire just before the midterm elections are now getting ready to leave the area, just as the caravan of migrants from Central America is arriving.
Estamos declarando que esa puerta está abierta, pero para el cielo está mucho mejor abierta. Ahí no va a haber ni llanto, ni más tristeza, ni más dolor.
After weeks journeying north, nearly 3,000 Central American migrants have reached Tijuana, Mexico, sheltered in a sports facility facing the U.S. border, with more than 1,000 expected to arrive in coming days. As shelter space nears capacity, and with no clear path into the United States, Tijuana could be the end of the line for the Central American caravan.
La mayoría de los mexicanos han sido muy buenos. No me quejo de eso. Nos han brindado apoyo, comida.
But in Tijuana, the migrants are getting a far chillier reception.
Have there been incidents, though, where there are people who have been unwelcoming? Have you found that in Tijuana specifically?
Ayer hubo un incidente que se subieron allá 2 personas a tirar piedras.
Yo estuve cuando fueron a las playas, que armaron el grupo de aquí mismo y los agarraron a pedradas. Ya piensan de diferente manera e inclusive hasta llegar a un punto de racismo, me refiero.
¿Racismo?
Son mayores, son mayores.
Hosting migrants stuck in limbo is nothing new for the people of Tijuana, be it deported Mexicans from the U.S., members of previous Central American caravans waiting months in the city to claim asylum in the United States, or even Haitians fleeing from the devastation of the 2016 earthquake. But with this caravan, it's different. To some, these migrants, particularly Hondurans, pose a unique, unruly threat.
How do you feel about the Honduran caravan camping out here?
The people of Tijuana don't like the Hondurans. They don't like them. No, nobody likes them. See that?
What do they say?
They say, fuck Honduras. We don't want those motherfuckers here. That's really? What they said.
Ellos vienen pensando que van a agarrar un sueño americano que no existe. Entonces, lamentablemente, esa gente se va a quedar aquí.
México siempre ha tenido abiertas las puertas a los centroamericanos, a la migración legal y ordenada, no a las invasiones ilegales que se están dando ahorita.
You keep using the word invasion.
Invasion.
¿Por qué?
No tienen pasaportes, no hicieron trámites
But
legales.
how is that an invasion? Invasion is a army that's armed.
It's a soft invasion.
Soft invasion. Okay, interesting.
This Sunday, an ad hoc coalition of not in my backyard types and outright Mexican nationalists coordinated a demonstration.
We already live in fear. We have a lot of crime here in Tijuana. We don't want any.
And you think the caravan represents something to be afraid of?
Well, what I do know for a fact is that they didn't identify themselves coming in. They didn't do it the right way, and we don't know who they are, and we don't know their criminal background.
Because there is like a similarity in sort of the rhetoric between what the Trump administration's been saying.
I think the similarity would be that we want to do things legally. I think the similarity would be that we want to protect our borders.
But they're trying to figure out what is it they want, though. I mean, it's not race. We're not racist against nobody. We just want to know what is it they want. That's it. Aquí acaba la marcha. Aquí acaba la marcha, señores.
So this is it. This demonstration that's anti-caravan has marched from the city center to the migrant camp. There is a line of police, of riot police set up. So what was once maybe a peaceful demonstration seems to be being very confrontational.
As tensions rise in Tijuana, more migrants are primed to make their way to the city. Once here, their options seem slim. Stay and live in a city that's growing hostile to their presence while awaiting the unlikely chance to claim asylum in the United States, or attempt to cross into the States illegally through the world's busiest border crossing.
Mira, güey, si ustedes no hacen algo, nosotros sí lo vamos a hacer, hijo de tu chingada madre. Nosotros sí lo vamos a sacar a la verga si ustedes no lo sacan, güey. Y no nomás de Tijuana, de todo el país, güey.
A little bit more for you, right? It's getting hot in here, right? It's getting hot because it's getting closer and closer and closer. Well, check this out, right? We're gonna sum it up because I got to show you certain things, right? Let's see how this one come out. Let's see. We're going to put it all together. Let's see if we're going to let it play or not. Indigenous peoples. All right. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not going to read it yet. Just hold on. Let me get over here first. All right. So let's look at this other story. And let's see what's really going on over there, right? As a matter of fact, let me give you a back-to-back on that. Let's give you two on this, because give you an understanding of what they trying to do, what move they trying, right? So let's see. Maybe we understand it. Like I said, we're on the day before, right? Historically, the day everybody in here talking about they don't celebrate, right? Maybe they returning. Huh? Maybe this is about returning. What are you talking about, Mr. Blow Your Mind? Let's see. Let's see. Let me play it for you. Indigenous peoples of the Americas. You know, I'm going to read that again. Indigenous peoples of the Americas. The indigenous peoples of the Americas are the pre-Columbian peoples of the Americas and their descendants. Although some indigenous peoples of the Americas were traditionally hunter-gatherers, and many, especially in the Amazon basin, still are, many groups practice aquaculture and agriculture. The impact of their agriculture endowment to the world is a testament to their time and work in reshaping and cultivating the flora indigenous to the Americas. Although some societies depend heavily on agriculture, others practice a mix of farming, hunting, and gathering. In some regions, the indigenous people created monumental architectural, large-scale organized cities, chiefdoms, states, and empires. Many parts of the Americas are still populated by indigenous people. Some countries have sizable populations, especially Belize, Bolivia, Canada, Chile, Ecuador, Greenland, Guatemala, Guyana, Mexico, Panama, Peru, and the United States. At least 1,000 different indigenous languages are spoken in the Americas. Some, such as the Quechua languages, the Amara, the Guarani, Maya languages, and Nahuatl, count their speakers in millions. Many also maintain aspects of indigenous cultural practices to varying degrees, including religion, social organizations, and substance practices. Like most cultures, over time, culture specifics to many indigenous people have evolved to incorporate traditional aspects but also cater to modern needs. Some indigenous peoples still live in relative isolation from Western culture, and a few are still counted as uncontacted peoples. According to this side on here, it reads indigenous peoples of the Americas total 70 million. Regions with significant population: Mexico, Bolivia, Guatemala, Peru, United States, Ecuador, Canada, Chile, Colombia, Argentina, Brazil, Venezuela, Honduras, Panama, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Paraguay, El Salvador, Guyana, Greenland, Belize, French Guiana, Suriname, Dominica, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, or Grenadines. Brazil's new president openly threatens genocide of indigenous Amazonians. You know I'm going to read that again. Brazil's new president threatens genocide of indigenous Amazonians. This story was done November 6, 2018. Caption reads, along with his pledge to sell off their rainforest home to agribusiness and mining, Bolsonaro has said openly minorities will have to adapt or simply disappear. This story was done, as I'm about to read. Brazil's new president, Jair Bolsonaro, campaigned on a plan to sell off major portions of the Amazon River forest or rainforest to agribusiness, mining, and hydropower. Minorities have to adapt to the majority or simply disappear, he said on the campaign trail, adding that under his administration, not 1 square centimeter of Brazil will be reserved for the country's indigenous people. 13% of the land in Brazil is protected indigenous territory in the Amazon rainforest, where most of the world's last uncontacted tribe takes refuge. Bolsonaro has said he wants to put all of that land on the auction block. Since his election on October 28th, he announced a merging of the Ministries of Agriculture and the Environment, the latter of which was supposed regulated the former into a new super ministry to oversee this plan. The new ministry will be headed by politicians from the Beef Caucus, a group of lawmakers who have historically opposed indigenous land conservation, supported agricultural expansion, and attempt to relax slave labor laws. Not only is this a grave attack on the human rights of Brazil's indigenous people, but also on their ability to continue acting as the best defenders of the world's forests, writes Becca Warner, an environmentalism journalist for The Ecologist. We need all the forests we can get to capture carbon from the atmosphere and to keep it locked away, she says. In fact, scientists agree that halting deforestation is just as urgent as reducing emissions. Bolsonaro said should have little trouble pushing his agenda through Congress, as it is currently dominated by a third-wing political alliance known as the Bancadas do Boi, do Bibli e de Bala. In English, those are the political representations of beef, ranching, and agribusiness, the Bible, religious conservatives, and Bullet, the military. And did his people and the supporters say the new push to open protected forest lands to agriculture and mining has cleared genocidal implications? More than 20 land rights activists have been killed in Brazil so far this year, with most deaths linked to conflicts over logging and agribusiness. 50 land rights campaigners were killed in Brazil last year for trying to protect forests from illegal logging and the expansion of cattle ranches and soy plantations, according to Global Witness. Okay. So, Caravan got quite a few people they done picked up. Matter of fact, just the other day, I think it was yesterday, Trump tried to do a ban on the asylum, right? Granting asylum, and the court decided to say he couldn't do it. And so a lot more came, right? Now, based on what I just read, that which they considered to be indigenous, now again, more is in the house, right? We got people who say we indigenous to this land. So, wait a minute. So, maybe, okay, let's say, if the lie that's been told, somebody going to use the lie to validate their claim and say, well, shit, that's our land any motherfucking way, based on the story you told us. Because when you read, it named all those Mexico, Paraguay, right? And then all those countries, those are the people who, the Americans belong to them, right? And so what's happening in these countries, like over there, what they say, the Amazonians, they got businesses coming over there talking about Bible, bullets, and beef, right? The 3 B's. Now the other ones is 3 M's, right? You know the 3 M's is merchant, missionaries, military, right? That's how they go. And when you read history, those are 3 M's all the time. First, it start off with the merchant coming to the land. We got some shit to sell. We got some beads, right? And then next thing you know, they bring the missionaries in. You want to learn about Jesus? Jesus is good for you. He save you. Then after that, they come in with the military, right? Okay. So is this what this is? Is there some stuff going on? Again, I ain't touched all that yet, but again, is there stuff going on that motherfuckers say, well, shit, you fucking our shit up. You got a damn policy that we can use. And plus, we are considered the people of the country. So we gonna use that shit. You say to the letter of the law, rule of law, well, here we come. So is the Indians returning? Are the Indians on their way back? Are the Indian? And then did you see the other ones like, we don't like these motherfuckers that's coming, the mother that's coming? They're like, we don't like them. You see, dude, he was like, we don't like them motherfuckers right there. None of us, we don't like none of them. What's that about? Right? Right? So there's some shit going on there again, those ethnicity of people understand, again, those of different tribes, they know who's who. We don't know. And they coming here, right? But Trump say, fuck that shit. Y'all ain't coming up in here. If I got to put the military in your ass, I'll do it. Fuck what the law say. But the court overruled said, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. So let's find out something. Let me show you something. We almost at the end, y'all. Let's let me show you something here now. Check this out. You know, I got to feed it to you, got to give it to you. Because are they on their way back? Are they on their way back here? All right, let's hold on, see if I can get it to play right. I've been acting a little funny, like. All right, so again, you may not know what the asylum is, the asylum in the United States is, right? So I guess I'm gonna have to play it for you. Check this out. Sit back for a second. Check it out. Asylum in the United States. You know, I'm gonna say that again. Asylum in the United States. The United States recognized the right of asylum for individuals as specified by the international and federal law. A specified number of legal defined refugees who either apply for asylum from inside the United States or apply for refugee status from outside the United States are admitted annually. Refugees compose about 1/10 of the total annual immigration to the United States. Though some large refugee populations are very prominent since World War II, more refugees have found home in the United States than any other nation, and more than 2 million refugees have arrived in the United States since 1980. In the years 2005 through 2007, the number of asylum seekers accepted into the United States was about 40,000 per year. This compared with about 30,000 per year in the UK and 25,000 in Canada. The United States accounted for about 10% of all asylum seekers acceptance in the OECD countries in 1998 through 2007. The United States is by far the most populous OECD country and receives fewer than the average number of refugees per capita. In 2010 and through 14, before the massive migrant surge in Europe in 2015, it ranked 28th of 43 industrialized countries reviewed by UNHCR. Asylum has 3 basic requirements. First, an asylum applicant must establish that he or she fears persecution in their home country. Second, the applicant must prove that he or she would be persecuted on accounts of one of 5 protected grounds: race, religion, nationality, political opinions, or particular social group. Third, an applicant must establish that the government is either involved in the persecution or unable to control the conduct of private actors.
Stand off. And I want to bring in Ana Paulina now. She is the director of Hispanic engagement at Turning Point USA, which is an organization that wants a responsible immigration program. All right, she's coming to us from Portland, Oregon. So I want to ask you a series of questions, and you tell me your opinion and how and what's based on, okay? The first thing is, am I wrong in overstating or stating that there's big money behind moving these migrants from Central America up to Tijuana? Am I wrong?
Absolutely not. You're 100% correct. 100%.
Who's providing the money?
So I actually found a great article on influencewatch.org. So Pueblos Sin Fronteras has been the organization that has claimed responsibility for bringing not just this caravan, but thousands of illegals to the United States beforehand. But what they do is they're receiving their funds from an organization out of Chicago called La Familia Latina Unida.
All right, hold it. A little slower now. The organization in Chicago is called what?
La Familia Latina Unida.
Okay, so the family of United Latins.
Correct.
Okay.
Latinos.
Chicago-based.
Nonprofit.
Nonprofit, 5014, run by a woman named Emma Lozano. Who's Emma Lozano?
So the founder of the organization is actually Elvira Arellano. But she was the one who founded it. She's very left-wing, and she is very much so for illegal immigration in the United States. So that's what these organizations, Pueblos Sin Fronteras, was a project, you could say, and they are for bringing immigrants here into the United States via illegal.
So they want open borders. They want to bring everyone in from South and Central America that wants to come to the USA.
Absolutely.
Okay. So they're based in Chicago, and they have a relationship with Pueblos Sin Fronteras, which is based in Honduras, correct? They're like sister agencies. Correct.
And in fact, that's not their only one. They also have Centros Sin Fronteras. So these organizations and what they're doing is, I do believe that they are politically motivated. You had the Honduran and the Mexican government both coming out telling their people, don't get involved with these organizations. You had Matt Gaetz out of Florida actually showing footage of these activists paying people to join the caravan, specifically women and children. You can find that on Twitter and in various news outlets on the internet. But they're exploiting human life for political reasons, and it's wrong. And if we as American people don't take a stand against it, then we're just as evil as they are.
Okay, so you say that not only are they providing buses and food and tents and everything else, but they're actually paying migrants to get on the buses and come here. All right.
Yeah, they're paying women and children too. They're
right, because they need that other than the optic of young Latin men. Now, yes. When I said a month ago, when this began, that I believe George Soros was behind it, because his Open Society Foundation wants open borders as well. They're simpatico, okay? I didn't know that in 2009, Soros gave this organization in Chicago $2.5 million. Is that true?
Absolutely. And you know what? George Soros has no interest in the United States. He's a globalist, not a nationalist, and that's to be noted.
All right. Now, we don't know from 2009 to 2018 how much more money has come in from his operation to the Chicago operation, do we?
No, we don't.
All right.
And what he's doing is he's donating to other smaller organizations that might make private donations. So what he's done is he's made it very difficult to dig up the evidence. But if you do the digging, you can find it. And I will say that social media has actually done a very good job of getting around the censorship that we're coming up against on Twitter and Google.
They're gonna try to stop it again, y'all. Right? They're going to try to stop it again. So what I'm going to do is stop it right there, because I don't want them to knock you guys out again. So let me put the screen back up here. But as you were seeing what was being stated there, so you see, you know, we not supposed to be looking at this, right? We just get the little clip on the news, right? You know, what's all that about? So somebody is sitting down and laying it out, right? You actually get a better understanding what this shit is, right? Right? So somebody is undermining or somebody is doing something, right? See, I don't understand why I'm not able to do. I've been, again, those who've been watching, I've been doing this, right? That's what I do. I get the news clip and I get to play it. It's not like I'm playing a whole show. I'm taking the clip. And these mugs say, no, you ain't doing that. You ain't supposed to be trying to, you know, you ain't supposed to be up on, you know what I'm saying? I mean, wait a minute. He said something to the fact that they paying them to come here. Now, again, like we're saying, we got food, we got extra room, we don't mind. But again, I got issues in my own house, right? People got money for everything else, but then you don't got money to repair and fix that which you broke. And so somebody's found a way that they're going to use a technicality or a, let's say, I won't say technicality. Let's just say that they're going to use, they're going to say a back door of some shit that you you say what it is, right? It's like say, you know, like you say on the say, give us your tithes, you're poor. You know that shit they say on the Liberty. Give me your tithes, you're poor, and we'll take them, right? We'll take them. Give me all your wretched and no good, and you bring them over here, right? Is that just something said? Sounds nice, right? Poetic prose is what they call it, right? Poetically prosed, but they don't really mean that shit. Now you taking them up on it. And somebody is using this shit because the name was used. And then when you find out, again, somebody is setting this shit up for some kind of motherfucking, like, this shit gonna go up. It's the way I'm looking at it, like, what's this shit really? Because, again, you got sanctuary cities, right? You got a policy that based on what you're saying, because remember the 3 steps was like, okay, if your government is behind some shit, can't stop some of the shit that's going on, and if you're being persecuted for religion, you know, nationality, all the other stuff we're talking about, right? So pretty much, how you gonna deny them when that's part of your protocol to allow people to come in? So then, who can mix in that, right, and get in, right? And that's why you see a lot of the white people is like, they like getting guns and all that shit because they like, hey. So one thing that kind of stood out is it said Chicago. Did your ear perk up when you heard O'Reilly? I ain't gonna get on him. But O'Reilly said, he said the place, the organization come out of Chicago. And I was like, Chicago? Sanctuary City, Chicago? All the murders up in Chicago and killing? Chicago. Man, I'm trying to figure like, okay, I can get a free pass, walk around, can't be arrested, but I could probably do a whole lot of shit undetected because nobody really know I'm fucking here. Oh boy, they send me all kind of dogs. They trying to knock my ass off, huh? Okay. I ain't got much left, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. I know they want my ass out of here. All right. We're gonna leave it at that, because we're gonna leave it off because again, yeah, I ain't gotta go no more. I ain't gotta go no more, but that's what it is. So let me look out in the audience here. Yeah, because they trying to knock they talking about content issue. I ain't even playing nothing no more. It's still talking about content issue. I ain't playing nothing no more. Right? So, I'm just putting for food for thought. Like the title of the show is, right? Day before, get stuck up. It's like they said, the British come, the British come, the British come. It's the Indians come, the Indians come, the Indians coming. Some coming. Some all this can't be good. Right? Now again, I'm not against. I'm just saying, can this be good? And if so, what benefits do we get out of that? Because again, you see, kind of remember that video they were showing. Did you think that shit was kind of staged? Like they were sitting there and he was like, oh, they're cleaning the bed. They just knew to do all that shit and fold it, and the dude was sweeping and all that. And they so cute. Oh, look at the little kid. They don't have much to eat. Oh, this must be manna from heaven. What's all that shit about? You got you got people right here. I know Michael Jackson already told us, right? All he wants to say is they don't give a fuck about us, right? I don't leave. What are you leaving for? I hurt your feelings? No, I hurt your feelings. Come on. Just tell like a TIS. I don't know why they still saying content issue detected. There ain't no content issue. All those were separate. Those were separate. Those weren't the same. See, it's bullshit. It's because of what is being shown. Right? Not supposed to be doing that. And I don't understand why you're talking about blocking when it's nothing but news. It's public information. It's not nothing else. I understand. Well, I'm trying to get out this block because I can't tell. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. Last person was Mr. Spencer. I hear you, but that was some time ago. I'm not sure if anybody can hear me now because that Sunday they want to block. They want to go ahead and knock me off the block. So, I don't know. I could open the phone lines just to stop all the bullshit. If anybody would like to call, I can't throw the number up there. If not, you know what I'm going to do. I'll probably put 3 hours. I was not knowing I was going to put 3 hours tonight. But you know how I do. Start getting good. I got all kinds of shit I be putting up there. So, I'm going to put on the screen because I keep saying content issue. I don't know if they blocking y'all out or not. So, let's do this. Let's do this. Go ahead and put that up on the screen. If anybody want to call, anything you want to talk about on the show, be my guest. Number is 262-922-8755. I'm going to say that again. 262-922-8755. You do the talking, I'm going to do the listening. Well, you want to talk about, if you want to do it, more than welcome to call. I don't even know. Look at my damn. They might go over here juicing that up too. Huh? So let's see if anybody wants to call in. You can get live on the show. So again, like I said, you know, we not supposed to be really looking at some of that stuff is because, again, that's really not supposed to be our business. But everything they did with this country got to be our business because we're the one that built it. We don't get none of the benefits and seem like everybody else who get the glean off of what our ancestors and what we contribute. Because, again, our ancestors built, but we contribute a lot, and that's what make this place function the way it do. Right? They all got their businesses and their properties and all that stuff. But, again, the battery is what makes this motherfucker go. And it seems like the people of the battery seem to can't never get nothing out of it other than the simple fact unless you got something they can make off of. And then everybody want to talk about, well, you guys on welfare and all the public aid and you know, well, like I said, that's a tip. Compared to what we get, that's nothing but that's like tipping the damn pizza man. If anybody getting SSI and food stamp and all that, so be it. So what? That you can't. That's not even interest. You ain't even touching. That's like a house, right? Paying, 40 years on a house. Take you 20 years, or say 30 years. You got 30 years. How it's gonna take you 15 just to start chop on the real side. The first part you get is all interest. You ain't putting no dent on that. You ain't, what I'm saying? You paying the interest first. That's what I'm saying. They ain't even touched the interest yet. You ain't even putting no dent in the interest. And the interest still keep accumulating. So it's kind of like, come on, man. We understand people in needing and desiring. But again, you got some shit here you got to deal with. But y'all don't want to deal. You ain't going to never deal with it. So I guess, this is really building to be a Molotov cocktail. Right? Like you putting all this animal, you got people vibing, you got, everybody gonna come because they gonna want to step over us because again, they ain't no respect. It's kind of like that sister that was at the airport, right? Minding her business, her having a conversation, whatever it was that was about. You ain't respecting that. No, because you see them with that melanated skin, that means automatically you get what I want to talk about you about, right? So let's see what didn't happen. Let's see if they're still showing. They still saying content issue detect. Why? Why is that? There is nothing being shown. See, they ready. All right, y'all. All right. I don't see nothing. Can somebody give me a warning? Let me know I'm good. Okay, wait a minute. Let's say new. All right, somebody got a voicemail from somebody. Let me see what that was about. Did you call? Or somebody called. Let me see who that was. Okay. Whoever that 347, call back in. Whoever that was 347. I'm just going to say where you're from. 347-0142. Call back in. Let me see what's going on, why it didn't ring. Because they got it kind of blocked up here. They got it blocked up here. They got it. I don't know why they're saying content issue when there shouldn't be none. Because I've been done stopped that video. But that's because of what was being said in there. There was more stuff in there that you should have been able to hear. But again, Sometimes them videos, when they get me like that, what you do is go look for the video and go listen to that video. Because there's information in there. And that's the reason why I played that, is because stuff that was being said in there, you know, that's not like general information for us, because, again, we're not in that circle. So when they put that out there, it's incumbent on us at least to be, you know, just looking at it. Again, you know, you got to know what's going on. So whoever that was, 0142, I put it that way, last 40142, you can call back in. Try it again. But again, they got this stagnant right now. So if you want to try it again, try it again. Don't know why it didn't ring though. It should have rang. Yeah, because this right now is buffering pretty bad. So they making sure you can't do that. So I can look in the audience and see if anybody's anything being said. Yeah, because this is really buffering. It's crazy. You would think that, like, I pay for certain services and it just don't make sense. That's how I know it's not my service, right? It's not my service. It's just, this is just not, you know, this is not supposed to be what we do. We're supposed to be doing this, right? We ain't supposed to be, you know, really looking at stuff. Again, other channels do what they do. I don't knock nobody. Again, I have some fun. I'll talk a little shit here and there, but then I will bring some stuff to be like, oh, what about this, y'all? Y'all know this, and that. Again, whatever. So now it's froze, right? Everything froze up. Sad. This is sad, man. Sad. It's really sad. Look at that. Yeah, that's sad. Look at that. They got it froze up. So they got it so it can't call in. Got it where I can't do that. So I guess they're saying they want me to end the damn show. Right? It's funny, man. It's funny shit. So I don't know what else I could do. Let's see if I can try that again. Oh, you did you? Did you try it again? Yeah, that was like what? Okay, I got the message. 347. He said the signal. Yeah, I don't. Let me see something. Yeah, they got it where it's okay. All right, let's see. Yeah, they got it where it's like, I know they blocking. So it's like they blocking. They still saying block, but I don't understand why it would be blocked when I'm not playing anything. So it's just basically the content I've been showing tonight. They want really probably not gonna let this video be played again, based on of that the last import, which is I saved that for a reason for that. They don't want that because we not supposed to be looking at that. We just supposed to let that shit just go, and we not supposed to pay no attention to it. And then when you're putting it together like that, you get to see it, right? So right now they just keep saying content issue, which there is no content issue. There is nothing being played other than my voice. So unblock it. You understand? Unblock it. Now you called, right? Whoever 0142 is, because I don't have no name to it. Don't say name. Let's see. And I don't. Let me try it again. Hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to listen to your voice message, and even that is not even. So there's something these cats is doing. So I guess y'all, there ain't too much else I can do other than go ahead and try to end the show, because they're not going to let it go no further. They're going to just keep blocking it. Because, again, of what's being seen here. Right? It's not, again, it's what's being seen. Yet this is public information. Right? It's public information. It's all out here. It ain't like it's something that's like, top secret. It's just the fact that it's being presented to you consecutively to see point A, B, C, D. See, that's not what they do. See, when you get the local news, they give you this here, they give you some section on it. They don't give it to you consecutively. So I can only say that I'm going to try to end the show. I see everybody kind of leaving. But let me tell you like this. I want to thank everybody who came out tonight, who stayed to the show. You know, those who watch, you know this is how it normally goes. Get to that point where it's either get stagnant or can't do it. So I want to thank y'all for coming out tonight. You know, to those who came tonight, CDG was a good girl. You know, I always going to tell you that. Out the box, you too, Miss Lady. You know, you always. Angela Barron, as always, you too, sister. You know, I got love for y'all. Lorenzo Williams, bruh. Mr. Spencer, 0620, good bruh. Left Ford Thomas, yes, sir. I didn't see that other one. Okay, where's my little homie in here? I got James Williams. What's good? What's my other little homie? What's Natural Nature? Natural Nature was good too. I got Lorenzo Williams. And who else was in here tonight? I gotta give my shout outs to all y'all that coming, because I appreciate that y'all even take time to even come listen to Mr. Blows Your Mind. Again, it's gonna change it. I'm gonna change it up. We're gonna get back to what I originally was doing. Remember, I took the break. So I'm just getting back in, again, grand opening, but we're gonna get back to that kind of stuff. So they're not gonna let me finish out. It's still saying content issue detected, which I ain't played nothing in how long. So okay, so I guess that's what it's gonna be tonight. That's how they're gonna shut me down. So again, to the next show, which probably might be tomorrow. Tomorrow. So again, I want to tell everybody peace, love, hair grease, one love. Teacher, see, give the universal nod. When you see a brother or sister, give them the universal nod with love. Because again, we all, wait a minute. Did y'all see the beginning with what our elder John Henry Clark said? We ain't got no friends. When you look in the mirror, that is your friend, right? We got no friends in the world. Everybody got something against us, right? Everybody got something to gain or get, but they not giving us shit. So the only thing we got is each other, and we better start respecting that and having love for one another, because, you know, shit coming down the pipe, man. All this shit got something to do with something that somebody's playing. They don't like what the fuck I'm doing over here. So, you know, never know. Cut this show or cut me out. You understand? So, anyway, peace, love to y'all. I'm going to see if I can try to end the show how I normally do, but it seems like everything blocked up. So, let's see. Let's see if I can try to pull it out. Let's see. I don't even see it in. Let's see. Well, hold on. All right, let's go and try to get it out the show. They don't want it anyway. So, let's see what happened. Now, they blocked it all up. Yeah, they sure did, boy. They got me straight locked up over here. Straight locked. Yeah, they trying to lock it up. That's crazy. Yeah, they got locked. Nothing. They got it all locked up. Nothing.
Portions of the following program may be unsuitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Remember, the enemy has only images and illusions, behind which he hides his true motives. Destroy the image, and you will break the enemy.
I'm here to tell you tonight that the businessmen, the mayor of this city, the police commissioner of this city, And everybody in the white power structure of this city must take a responsibility for everything. Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Luther and I, and everyone in this arena tonight, are unified by the same great American values. We're proud of our country. We respect our flag. Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, somebody disrespects our flag? They say, get that son of off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Race is when you use your power and influence to subject people into inferiority. Utterances can't be racist.
Look around you, man. They own this shit. They own this couch you sitting on, them shoes you got on your feet, this building, this school, this country, you. We're behind enemy lines, dog.
So you must first of all remember that this system was not originally designed with black people in mind. Right on, brother. And it definitely was not prepared for black people to, in the end, begin to demand their rights and an equal share in this country which they died for. Right on. Hey, and we definitely are not going back to Africa.
In the church, we used to sing the song, "Good news, the chariot is coming." While you sit here today, knowing that you have come to hear good news, you must realize in advance what good news for you might be bad news for somebody else. What good news for the sheep might be bad news to the wolf.
They say, oh, things are getting so much better for you. In 1849, it was hitting blacks on the head 100 times a day. In 1990, they hit them 48 times a day. Isn't it better? Oh, it's got to be better. You're saved 52 blows.
The only purpose of most black Americans on earth today is to destroy.
I think that's noble. Italians love Italians. When Irish love Irish. But when a nigga loves a nigga, it's an unpardonable sin. They have blood in their hands. When we say they have blood in their hands, we are not saying him, George Bezos, went and killed. But white people colonized us. They dispersed us. They enslaved our people. They sucked our economy dry. They are still sucking it dry even. George Bush, Napoleon Bonaparte, Leopold, Adolf Hitler. Now, all white people, they are the same. They are racist and they are full of hate.
I've been waiting for you. You have many questions, and though the process has altered your consciousness, you remain irrevocably human. Ergo, some of my answers you will understand, and some of them you will not. Concordantly, while your first question may be the most pertinent, you may or may not realize it is also the most irrelevant. Why am I here?
Our world is coming crumbling down. The coons are coming.
You got to understand that white America has an uncanny way of making the victim the victimizer. Excuse me, master, putting my head in the way of your club. Not that your club is brutalizing my head and putting hickeys on it. My head got in the way of your free swing and broke your shiny stick, and I want to apologize for that.
Your life is the sum of a remainder of an unbalanced equation inherent to the programming of the Matrix. You are the eventuality of an anomaly which, despite my sincerest efforts, I have been unable to eliminate from what is otherwise a harmony of mathematical precision. While it remains a burden assiduously avoided, it is not unexpected and thus not beyond a measure of control, which has led you inexorably here.
There are more connections in the human body than there are stars in the galaxy. We possess a gigantic network of information to which we have almost no access.
Matrix is older than you know. I prefer counting from the emergence of one integral anomaly to the emergence of the next, in which case this is the 6th version.
5 ones before me. 3, 4. There are only 2 possible explanations. There were 5 ones before me. Either no one told me, or no one knows.
Precisely. As you are undoubtedly gathering, the anomaly is systemic, creating fluctuations in even the most simplistic equations.
Control me! I'm gonna smash you to You can't make me do anything like my friend! Choice. The problem is choice.
Let us remember that we are not brutalized because we're Baptists. We're not brutalized because we're Methodists. We're not brutalized because we're Muslims. We're not brutalized because we're Catholics. We're brutalized because we are black people in America.
Because white people made him to be what he is. They made him to look evil, because that's their role, to make all of us black people to look evil and to hate ourselves. I can't hate.
You're a nigga till you die. If you're a poor nigga, you're a poor nigga. If you're a rich nigga, you're a rich nigga. But you never stop being a nigga. And if you get to be educated, you're just an educated nigga.
I'm told every day I'm on air that I'm racist because I call out racism. That is maddening to me, and I'm crying about it because it's crazy.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is teaching to tell the white man to get this powder keg out of his house. Let the black man separate from his house. Let the black man have his own house. Let the black man have his own land and his own property.
I thought the bitch was white! Damn it! I thought the bitch was white!
That's true.
I think that white people are so guilty, knowing what they've done to black people, that they feel if the deeds were reversed, they would hate the black man if he had done the same thing to them. So it's actually, it reflects a guilt complex on the part of whites when they ask us, do we hate them? And if you notice, Uncle Sam has formed a habit of going all over the world. He calls it the ugly American, or the American image. He thinks that everybody hates him because it's a guilt complex. And if you think that if you are worried about Europeans hating you, and they're your allies and your cousins, well, naturally, it would follow for you to think that Negroes in this country would hate you, especially in light of what has been done to black people in this country by white people.
Now, check it out. The white ball dominates everything, right? Knocks the shit out the yellow ball, the red ball, right? And the game's over when the white ball drives the black ball completely off the table.
But you have to see that all of this is hypocrisy.
I love Malcolm. Malcolm called me the Sunday that he died. I was working Basin Street East. He said, "Brother Greg, you coming by today?" And I said, "Malcolm, I love you." And I said, "I love you so much, I don't even want to take a chance to be there." He said, "What do you mean, Brother Greg?" I said, "Well, I close tonight, Sunday night at Basin Street East." And I said, "But I had my wife book me a flight into Chicago at 8 o'clock this morning, and I'm going to Chicago, and I had way beneath my salary booked me into a college about 10 miles from the airport. And I'm going to go there and speak this afternoon, and I'm going to stay there until they tell me you dead. Because I'm not going to let this government get 2 of us for the price of 1. And I'm going to call Adam Clayton Powell when I finish talking to you and beg him not to come there. Because today, the United States government is going to get you.